SportsCenter.
The Dallas Cowboys have opened up training camp in Oxnard. The biggest storylines heading into camp are, will Micah Parsons get his new deal? And what's the offense going to look like under new head coach and play caller Brian Schottenheimer? Today, the star of the show was Jerry Jones. Wait till you hear his press conference. And the Kansas City Chiefs locked up defensive end George Karlaftis with a 4-year, $93 million extension. 62 of that is guaranteed.
SportsCenter brought to you by Centergenics. Book your appointment at fixmylowteam.com.
Joe Reinagle.
That's the third time in 7 seasons the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Oh, my goodness, it is one of those great Monday afternoons because football is back, baby. It is back, and I know this because the Cowboys are in Oxnard. Jerry had his State of the Cowboys address today, and he was a big-time star. Hi, everybody. This is the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I'm Joe Reinagle. Jason Minix is back from the beach, and, well, James Pledger, I don't think he ever leaves the glass box of fun. He's in there again today.
Well, always. He's not allowed out of that glass box of fun. Jerry and the Cowboys, are they still talking, or they finally wrap up there on the tennis courts?
They literally just ended.
All right. Yeah, I mean, because I know they allot an hour for it, and Jerry's on a schedule of his own time. Jerry was Jerry today. This might have been, and you have to understand Jerry Jones press conferences. This is one of the better Jerry Jones press conferences in a long time. You go back to everything that dude has said since they lost that playoff game to Green Bay. He's been surly, and he looked a little off. Today, Jerry looked good, and he sounded good. Jerry was sharp. He took shots at players, which you generally don't get from your general manager, but he was honest.
He was.
I mean, he was asked a question and said, I mean, and you go, dude, I can't believe you just took shots at players, but you're not lying.
Not lying at all.
No.
And when you hear it, and we've obviously got a lot of Jerry Jones coming up for you and the entire State of the Cowboys. And Peter Aguilar on our YouTube page says Jerry said a whole lot of nothing. I couldn't disagree more with that. I think I got a clearer understanding of maybe why now Jerry does what he does in waiting on signing some of these players. I think he made that crystal clear. At least he did to me today.
You know, and I've said oftentimes that the Cowboys have a reason for what they do, and we don't always understand it. And to a degree, and you could still disagree with it, but to a degree, Jerry and Steven went a little bit more behind the business curtain for the Cowboys today on reasons why they do things. Now, you might say that's still wrong, and, you know, there are 31 other teams that do it seemingly differently. But at the same time, if you understand the reason why, and I'm a why guy. Boss asks you to do something, you say why, and you get their reason, you go, okay. I mean, I don't have to like it, but his boss probably needs a report or something. It's just when you say because I said so, then that just, you know, that pisses you off, right? I mean, well, right? I mean, I think we're all that way. Nobody wants busy work for busy work, right? But you got you got some reasons why they do things. A little bit more insight than what you normally get from Jerry Jones. So, Pete, I disagree with you. A whole lot of nothing. Same crap we hear every year.
Not today.
Not really. I mean, now granted, there was a lot of Jerry being Jerry and parts that you would agree with, Pete, but that's one thing about Jerry Jones and the Dallas Cowboys is guys like Pete. And Pete, I'm not picking on you because the way things are said, your opinion of is either one way or the other without actually hearing what he is saying. You know, it's like political crap. It doesn't matter what you say. You believe what you believe. And Cowboy fans right now, maybe a little bit more optimistic and on their excitement level going into this year than the years before. But the Cowboy fans that say they will never win with Jerry Jones still alive, nothing that man says will change that.
No, you're exactly right. And people have their mind made up. We're not picking on Peter. I love the debate. I mean, everybody's got an opinion. That's what this show's all about. So if you've got an opinion, drop it, and we'll discuss it, whether we agree with you or not. I think it's great. So we appreciate it. By the way, you can go to our San Antonio Sports Star YouTube page, like and subscribe while you're there. But yeah, Jerry, you said it right. I mean, the guy looked good. I don't know if he had some work done on his face or what, but he looked rested. He didn't look as old as he did last year, and he was actually very
sharp,
spry. Yeah,
sharp.
Yeah, very sharp today.
I mean, because last year there were some times I started to wonder, is that slippage starting to show a little too much?
Right.
And then Jerry was not doing as many media events. I mean, there was a time where if there was a group of reporters or a reporter or, I don't know, somebody with a cell phone, Jerry would stop and talk. Last year, he avoided the media more, and I truly did wonder, was he starting to show the signs of his age, which, unfortunately, is a reality of life. Today, I didn't feel that way. Today, he was sharp, he was funny, quick-witted, and insightful. Now, he'll get hammered for dragging two players today, Trayvon Diggs and Terrence Steele.
He spoke the truth.
But it was true, and he's not wrong. Is it wrong for a general manager to say that? Yes, that I would say. But at the same time, I think he was there. And it was funny. It was like, holy crap, did he just say that? Those kind of moments.
Well, you know what? I don't think he was wrong to say it, and I wish more would. If you're doing a bad job or you're not able to show up for work for whatever reason, and I know injuries are a part of the game, and you're being paid the way the two guys that he called out today are being paid, I might be a little surly too and say, hey, show up for work, do something. Show up because it's in your contract that you have to train here a certain number of days, and you didn't do that. Now, he got fined for that, but still, I applaud him for it. I think it was great.
But again, it's like Micah when he had his podcast. Can't believe he's saying some of the things he's saying. We get mad when we get coach speak, and then when guys are honest, you get mad there. Tyler Smith is getting some heat today because he said Super Bowl. Well, could you imagine if he'd have said, man, I hope we make the playoffs?
Typical Cowboy fan. That's all right.
Well, I don't care who. Somebody's showing up to the Giants camp today, at Jacksonville's camp, where everybody now feels like they got a chance to win the Super Bowl. And if a player said anything else, we would hammer them.
We would.
Although since you're a Cowboy, you've got to be good. You really said Super Bowl, right? It's just funny. Again, I appreciate Jerry saying it because I think he was honest.
Yeah.
I can't believe the general manager of a football team, the owner of a football team, would say that about a couple of players. To me, that was a little surprising, but it is Jerry.
Well, I think it was the question that was asked.
Yep.
Those two players specifically were brought up, and Jerry just, returned the question. So, and it was a dig, no pun intended, to those two guys.
Oh, yeah.
So it's interesting. You're going to hear a lot from Jerry, and maybe you change your mind, maybe you don't, because I agree with you. If you've got a feeling about Jerry Jones one way or the other, it's going to be very difficult to change your mind. But we're not here to change your mind. We'll let you hear it, and you decide.
Well, and again, you can't tell me people don't want to hear what Jerry had to say, because I see on our YouTube channel, Juan Palacios is commenting, greetings from Destin, Florida.
Yeah.
On a dolphin tour as we speak on the Speed Blaster.
Nice one. Nice.
I don't know how often we've been broadcast live on a dolphin tour in Destin, Florida. But that's pretty cool.
This might be a first for us.
Well,
could very well be.
I'm jealous. I'd love to do a show from the beach in Destin, Florida. That's a great beach.
Well, we're going to be pretty damn close to the beach this time next week.
Water in Destin far better than Oxnard, California. Well, and I say that you can actually get in the water in Destin. Yeah, it's beautiful down there.
It's a little warmer there, that's for sure. But I'm looking forward to it. And we will be broadcasting live from Cowboys training camp in Oxnard, California, beginning next week. So next Monday, we will actually be on the tennis courts there at the Residence Inn in Oxnard, California.
All bundled up and ready for a late July show in a hoodie.
That's right. Looking forward. We had a meeting about it today and everything.
Mm-hmm. we had an hour-long meeting that could have been a 3-sentence email.
Well,
but, you know, whatever.
It's good to get together with everybody.
Is it?
I hadn't seen Rob and AJ in a while.
Yeah.
And now I'll wait another week to see those two guys.
We're gonna be sharing a house with them.
I know it.
In less than a week for our AA Best Bail Bonds Dallas Cowboys training camp coverage brought to you by Southern Recipe Pork Rinds, Jim Beam, and AARP.
How about that?
Yeah.
They do that for me and Rob?
Yes, obviously for you
that's
and Rob.
nice. For me and Rob, AARP. That's nice.
Coming soon, video of Rob getting off the couch, brought to you by AARP.
Well, we may not have enough time for that video.
Won't be a short film.
Yeah, no, it won't. Takes him a little while to do that. Well, let's get into it, Jason. You ready?
Yeah.
I'm ready.
Yeah.
I want to hear from old Jera and company. Steven even a little surly today with one of the questions that was asked by one reporter, James Slater, a good friend of the show. He got a little surly a little bit and maybe set the record straight there. All of it is coming up for you as we continue here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
The College of Healthcare Professionals and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk from atrial fibrillation, an irregular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Over a 3-year study, Eliquis apixaban tablets reduced stroke risk better than warfarin, and over 97% of Eliquis patients did not experience a stroke. A first stroke occurred in 2.9% of warfarin patients versus 2.3% of Eliquis patients.
Don't stop prescription Eliquis without asking your doctor. Stroke risk may increase. Eliquis can cause serious and potentially fatal bleeding. Don't take if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or bleed longer. A spinal injection increases blood clot risk, which may cause paralysis. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding or bruising, or back pain, tingling, numbness, muscle weakness, or incontinence. Aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
My name is Jessica. Years ago, I was diagnosed with a thyroid condition. I slept all the time, was fatigued, had no energy, and a bad attitude. Now I've lost 50 pounds and I'm still losing. My medications have been scaled back, my emotions are stable, and I have lots of energy. People at work say I'm happy, perky, and my husband says he's not walking on eggshells around me any longer. The Institute for Functional Health changed my life.
Call for your complimentary consultation, 210-468-1891. I'm Dr. Torres at the Institute for Functional Health.
The Gomez Law Firm has been San Antonio's trusted law firm for 50 years. We have Jose with the Gomez Law Firm here with us today. Jose, tell us about the cases you all specialize in.
We do ride-sharing cases, we do 18-wheeler cases, work injuries. We will be happy to take a look at and see if we can help.
If you or your family have been injured in an accident or hit by a company vehicle, you need to visit joegomezlaw.com. Call the Gomez Law Firm at 736-4040.
Lowe's knows big savings make a big difference, especially when you're shopping for appliances. Hurry in to get up to 30% off select major appliances. Plus, My Lowe's Rewards members get free delivery, free haul away, free installation and parts on purchases of $2,500 or more. Lowe's, we help, you save. Valid through 7/30. Selection varies by location. While supplies last. Price, delivery time, and vehicle availability may vary based on order size and location. Exclusions apply. See Lowes.com/delivery for more details.
Eat up, buddy. It's almost time for school.
You take charge of your home. You take charge of your work. Don't forget to take charge of your gut health too with Nature Made probiotics. Nature Made has clinically studied probiotics that work with your digestive tract's natural bacteria, so you won't miss a beat in your daily routine. Find us in the vitamin aisle. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting great candidates? Well, they're not hard to find when you go to ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. People who are actively looking for jobs like yours. So it's easy to find the right person fast. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Hey, it's Rob here. Join us. I'm going to be out here with the Blitz at Bluebonnet Bunkin' Biscuits for a fun house tour. Bring your babies and enjoy free food for your pets. We got barbecue for you this Wednesday, July 23rd from 2 to 6 at Bluebonnet Bunkin' Biscuit. It's right off 35 in Selma.
William is one of millions of Americans who uses GoodRx to save on the cost of their prescriptions.
My oldest daughter, Camilla, 2 days old, she had to have open heart surgery. All of a sudden, she's on 5 different medications. It adds up at the end of the month. Me and the pharmacist got so tight. She said, GoodRx save you a lot of money. Saving that extra $200-300 a month. We're able to do all these extra activities, so it puts less stress on our household, and it puts less stress on our pockets.
Download the free app or visit GoodRx.com and start saving today. GoodRx user compensated for their time. GoodRx is not insurance, but can be used instead of insurance.
This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Grainger who does the same. Grainger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Happy Monday, everybody. Hope you're having a great Monday afternoon. We are, because it's football season. This is The Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I'm Joe, that's Jason, and James is in there doing what James does. Doing videos, music, punching buttons.
I have no idea what goes on in there.
I have no clue what happens in there.
I don't want to know what goes on in there. It's like...
That door's locked. Do you notice that? I wonder what he's doing in there.
I mean, I don't want to know. I don't want to know. And the window in the room is basically trussed up, so I really don't want to know what's going on in there, especially if he has locked the door.
Yeah, especially that. You hear this sometimes. I don't know what's going on.
So the Cowboys have reported to Oxnard, California. We report on Saturday, all next week, starting next Monday, a week from today, live from the tennis courts. I get asked this a lot this time of year. I've been asked like 17 times today. Weren't you there?
Yep.
Honestly, there's a lot going on, but nothing going on. Pads go on Sunday. We will be there for the first padded practice where you can actually learn something. Today, it's the big press conference, and players are doing stuff where media is not allowed. Sure, I'd love to be on the tennis courts right now, but as far as bringing you guys coverage and things that we can see that you'll hear us talk about, the reason you go is we'll see something, say, man, we saw them working on that in training camp.
That's right.
Oh, I remember talking about this at training camp. When the pads go on, you can actually learn something. Watching them go stretch for an hour tomorrow, I don't need to get on a plane to go see that.
Well, that's where I discovered Jake Ferguson. So, I mean, who knows who will be the discovery this year?
I mean, but you discovered him with pads on.
Oh, well, exactly.
Yes.
Because you can't learn anything stretching.
No, except for a lot of those big old dudes are more limber than you think.
Yeah.
And one of those big old dudes, very limber with his comments. Tyler Smith getting the treatment today. Now, Tyler Smith is one that, with Zach Martin gone, he's kind of the leader of that offensive line group.
Yeah.
And, he was asked about goals. And, of course, the dude said Super Bowl.
Super Bowl champions. That's always the expectation. So, yeah.
You think that's a realistic goal?
I think it is a realistic goal. Because we can win the Super Bowl. Like, why not? Why can't we win? Do you think it's unrealistic?
You think the roster is in place to do that?
I think it is in place to do that, yes, sir.
All right.
Interesting.
Now, what do you expect him to say?
I don't expect him to say anything else. We would hammer him if he'd have said anything less than that.
Yet he's getting hammered about saying Super Bowl.
Well.
By everybody except his boss, Jerry Jones.
Tyler's one of the most intelligent guys in the NFL. And if he's thinking that way, I'll go right along with him. But I think that we've addressed many areas that bit us as I look at what last year was about. Y'all are going to ask about some of those, I'm sure, here today, but I think we've addressed them in a good way that will make us better. having Dak under center is a good place to start to begin with.
Yep, he's healthy. He looks good. He looks like he's ready to go. And that is a huge thing, to have your quarterback healthy and ready.
Now, I will say this. I, by no means, as a Dallas Cowboy fan, think that the Cowboys are going to win the Super Bowl this year. But do I think they are going to be better than what so many people think? I heard Colin Cowherd say today that he thinks they're more like Jacksonville.
Jacksonville.
And I don't get that. Now, the Cowboys are interesting this offseason, and when you read national media or listen or watch national media, you get some that are very down on the Cowboys and think they're just going to be awful. And others on Get Up this morning, on the top 5 list or whatever list Greeny was doing about teams that didn't make the playoffs last year that will make the playoffs this year. Cowboys were number 1 on that list of going from non-playoff team to a playoff team on the Get Up list this morning. And every year you see a worst to first kind of story, or teams that didn't make the playoffs that do. And I think it's because there are some unknowns when it comes to the Dallas Cowboys. When you don't really pay attention and you just kind of go headlines. And granted, from a national media standpoint, there are a lot of those out there. Here in San Antonio, we are in it with the Cowboys, and we know just about everything going on up there, right? That's public.
Yep.
But if you just start with, man, they hired a coach nobody else wanted, they're being cheap, I can understand you being down on the Cowboys, right? Because Schottenheimer was not a sexy hire. I was down on the hire when it happened. Schottenheimer has changed my mind about how he got the job, how he won over Jerry and Steven and whoever else on the interview process. Dude still has to go win games, but he's won the offseason. My opinion of Schottenheimer as the head coach has changed since the day he was hired until today. Dak Prescott being healthy. If you've paid attention to the Cowboys, and you know when Dak has had an injury year, the year following has always been incredible. Now, granted, he's got to stay healthy. Offensive line has questions. I'm looking at 3 first-round picks. They better be good.
They need to be. I mean, invested a lot of money in those guys.
Their running back room is better this year than it was last year in Pickens. Defensively, I know that the Cowboys were 4 or 5 deep on the depth chart with edge rushers and defensive linemen. They should be better. Eberflus should make them better. So I'm a little bit more. I'm not saying Super Bowl, but they're going to be better. They're not like ranked 25 like some are suggesting, Colin.
25.
Well, I think they were 17. He was like, that's 10 too high.
Yeah, it's something like if it doesn't have an LA next to it, he can't stand them. So, having said all of that, look, I think it's going to be a pretty good team. I think this offense is going to be fun to watch. If they can get some production out of the running back room, I believe they will. Already some controversy going in, and I can't wait to see how that's addressed with Jaden Blue, people calling him lazy. So we'll see how that goes and if that affects him, or maybe it lights a fire under his behind. But I do like the running back room a lot better. That offensive line does have some question marks. And again, defensive back is a question mark. How do all of those things play out? Well, we're going to see when we get up there next week.
Yeah, it's going to be fascinating. And again, the offensive line is a real question. Tyler Smith was talking about that. You know, that look, there's no Zach Martin. It is going to be different.
I mean, it's definitely different, but, I mean, I was at the retirement ceremony, so I kind of knew how it'd be. But, yeah, I mean, for sure, like, doing every training camp with them was definitely great, but, you know, it's definitely going to be different. But that's not necessarily a bad thing or anything. It's just that's the way things goes. You know, players retire. Ultimately, you know, he ran his race, and he ran it the right way.
He did. He did what he wanted for them. And that's the other thing, too. And it was Pete on our YouTube page pointed this out. Their schedule is brutal. Yep. Especially the back half of it.
Oh, yeah, they got to win early.
It's a brutal schedule. So I think people looking at that as well, and then you try to figure out what they're going to do. I mean, look, what was it? The NFC North had 3 playoff teams last year. Mm-hmm. Well, the East could do it this year. Who knows? I hope so. I want the Cowboys to have success. It's always a lot more fun to talk about them when they do. Because then you look forward to the playoff collapse.
Well, and I mean, there's always that, but also the way things went last year. Tyler Smith said there is a bit of a chip on the shoulder this year.
I mean, we absolutely do. I mean, last year's campaign is obviously not at all how we wanted it to go. You know, a lot of unfortunate things happened, but ultimately this year is a new opportunity, and we're going to attack it the way we need to attack it. And like I said, the goal remains the same. Like, we want to be world champions, and that's where we're at.
And I love the fact that he doesn't shy away from the goal is, and it is Cowboy-like. You know, there are times where you hear Jerry at the State of the Cowboys address say everything but the words Super Bowl, right? But the players that talked yesterday when they were getting off the plane and off the bus weren't afraid to talk Super Bowl. They weren't afraid to say that's what the goal is. Well, every team reporting to training camp, whether you're talking about the Dallas Cowboys, the Kansas City Chiefs, or the Tennessee Titans, the Houston Texans, everybody's goal right now is to win the Super Bowl. And if it's not, what the hell are you doing?
Well, I'm not sure about the Titans, but everybody else you said yes.
Well, I mean, but
they got to be realistic after all.
I mean, do you have to be realistic when you're setting a goal?
No, you don't.
I mean, you don't think that Cam Ward's number one goal this year is the starting quarterback because Will Levis wussed out and said, I'm going to have my shoulder surgery and be out for the season since I lost my starting job? Super Bowl?
Well, sure. I bet if you ask them, that's the goal. Of course it is. It's got to be.
I mean, now you can have your stretch goal of Super Bowl and then a realistic goal, if you will. But I like the fact that the Cowboys aren't afraid, that Tyler Smith isn't afraid. Tyler Smith is now the leader of that offensive line room. And, again, young room, but he's in line for a new contract. But he even talked about how he has grown as a leader.
I think the most important thing is just, to continue doing what makes me great. I mean, there's no need to change who I am. Like, ultimately, who I am will become the leader that I need to be. I think the most important thing is just making sure that, we're ultimately keeping the culture where it needs to be, that we're coming in and attacking every day the way we need to attack it, and that we're getting better as a unit each and every opportunity that we can.
They have to. I mean, that to me is probably the biggest question mark because Tyler Guyton's got to take a jump.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he has to. Terrence Steele, he's got to find the form that got him paid big time. So there are some and you can't replace a Zach Martin. I mean, come on.
No.
You just can't do it. It's going to be tough. So that's a big thing. And I think if I had to pick the biggest question mark, it's going to be that offensive line. And it needs to be good because they got to keep number 4 upright.
They do. And again, they got to keep him upright. They got to give him time to get the ball downfield and also open up some holes for the running game. And it's interesting that when you go into the started training camp and, like when we get to Oxnard next week, talking points, it's easy until Micah gets his deal. That seems to be the number one talking point. The one I'm most curious, how is the offense going to look under Brian Schottenheimer? Even hearing Lil Deuce Vaughn the other day on Kay Adams talk about some of the scheme changes. What is the offense going to look like? How different will it be with Schottenheimer's stamp on it? Will it be more Marty Ball and kind of what they were trying to do when he was in Seattle with, a Marshawn Lynch and a Russell Wilson? Is it going to be an offense similar to that, him calling plays? I do expect the offense to have some differences than what we saw with Mike McCarthy. Do I also need to have the same patience? Remember when Mike McCarthy took over the play calling from Kellen Moore, he told us it will be about 6 games before this unit gets in sync.
Yep, and it was about that.
It was. My concern is when you look at the Cowboys' schedule, if they have 6 games to get in sync, will they be sunk? Because if they're 3-3 after 6, and when you look at the back half of the schedule, if they lose some games that they should win early trying to get that offense in sync, will that completely derail any of the chances they have of being in the postseason? I don't know if they really get a 6-week honeymoon period, if you will, to figure stuff out.
Yeah, well, maybe the schedule being the way that it is early on will give them an opportunity to get off on the right foot. What I did like, one thing that Brian Schottenheimer said today was he wants his training camp to be more physical. Now, obviously, there's a bunch of stupid rules now in the NFL where you can't do certain things, and if you hit somebody too hard, you get fined. But I like that, and I think that the Cowboys need that. I think, if anything, obviously we all know what happened last year, but I think the years past, this team has not been a physical football team. They've been more finesse than anything else under Mike McCarthy, and they haven't been a physical football team. And I think if Schottenheimer can put some physicality in this football team, that's going to do him a world of good. I liked what he said. He wants this to be a physical training camp and have them ready physically for the start of the season. I liked it.
Yeah, it's again, I wonder how different Schottenheimer will be as head coach than he was as offensive coordinator. Now, as the OC, I don't want to say a lot more time, but, he would walk over, BS with us sitting on the tennis courts, other media, talk, and his press conferences were always pretty engaging. Obviously, more time tax for him now, but also how hands-on is he? I mean, so many things I want to see. I want to see what Eberflus is like as the defensive coordinator. What kind of changes do you see defensively? Look at Mozzie Smith, down around 24, 25 pounds. That's a guy that said, dude, I saw the film. It doesn't lie. I've got to be better.
He better be, or he won't be a Cowboy after this year.
Well, that's it. Has the light bulb gone off for Mozzie Smith to where he's going to put in the work that is required at this level and finally live up to the draft pick and the expectations? We've talked about this with a number of guys. High school, you're great. You don't have to try hard. College, you can be great and not even really have to try hard. Now, in the NFL, it doesn't matter. You've got to put in the work, whatever the case is. But it starts with him admitting and taking accountability for what he put on film last year. And if he wants to stay, if he wants that big contract, dude has to go earn it.
Absolutely he does. And I think this is it for him. And he's got to realize that. This is the final year for Mozzie Smith. Or he's going to be playing for somebody else next year, if at all. Mm-hmm. So, and I'm sure he's understood that and understands it. And I wonder if Jerry Jones is as straightforward with the players when he talks to them as he was today. I have a feeling he is, because I think when you just look at Trayvon Diggs and they fine him $500,000 for training in Miami instead of coming here, Steven said, look, he knew that. He knew what the consequences are. But still, I think it really pissed the Cowboys off a little bit that he did not fulfill his contract and stayed away as long as he did. And I think they're losing patience with the guy.
Well, and as Jerry said today, and I'm paraphrasing, you make that kind of money, you've got to lead, and you got to lead all the time.
Yep.
So we're not rescinding that fine. It's $500. It's in your contract, dude.
Yep.
It's in your contract. That's the bottom line. And then at some point today, Jerry talking, he's flipping somebody off. I mean, you just never know what you're going to get from Jerry Jones. John Machota with the great action shot of Jerry flipping the bird. I don't know what the hell was going on in that particular moment. I didn't see that when we were watching it. But that's funny as hell.
That is funny. I'm looking at it right now. You just reposted it, by the way. Yeah, and that's funny. That's funny as hell. Oh, Jerry, he was in rare form today.
That's one that you just save and use when you need that photo.
Absolutely. And that will be used a lot.
Oh, yeah.
I guarantee you it will be saved and used a lot. Jerry Jones flipping the bird and making some great comments today throughout the State of the Cowboys address. We're going to hear from the owner of the Dallas Cowboys when we return here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Tuesday on the Morning Huddle, the Cowboys are in camp. We'll be out there in a week, but we'll see what's going on out there right now. I guess that just gives us a chance to talk football all day. Don't be late. Party starts at 6.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Mornings 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Circa Million and Circa Survivor are back with a massive $21 million in guaranteed prizes. Circa Million. Pick 5 games against the spread each week. 126 ways to win with $6 million guaranteed. Circa Survivor, 1 pick a week, no point spread. Last the longest to win it all. $15 million guaranteed. Enter in Nevada, play from anywhere. $21 million guaranteed. Visit circasports.com for details.
Mellow Mushroom has the best pizza in San Antonio. Mellow delivers the best pizza experience with their delicious dough, premium ingredients, and unique flavors. Delivering a higher order of pizza is the standard. If Mellow can make a pizza this delicious, imagine what they can do with munchies, greens, calzones, and burgers. Mellow Mushroom has San Antonio's best happy hour with food specials and half-off adult beverages. Mellow Mushroom is at 1604 in Stone Oak Parkway. Hang with friends, watch the game, and mellow out at Mellow Mushroom.
South Texas summer is no joke. With temperatures in the triple digits, your roof takes a beating. Call Stevens Roofing and Solar at 210-785-0994. They're local, family-owned, and ready to help. Get a free, no-obligation roof inspection from a team that knows South Texas weather. Whether it's commercial or residential, a small repair, or a whole new roof, get peace of mind with Stevens Roofing. Call 210-785-0994 today. Stevens Roofing has you covered.
When it comes to back-to-school shopping at Target, you can choose not to choose. From getting what you need to expressing who you are. With prices that make every choice feel right, why not choose all of the above? From backpacks, bedazzled kicks, and picture day perfect styles as bold as they are. For bring your own lunch days to science project partner days, snack stash days, decorate your locker days, and paint outside the line days. All at prices that will definitely make your day. For all of the above, it's back to school at Target.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. No, we're not one of the big guys. Truth is, we don't want to be. If you're over 50, Big Wireless probably has you paying for more data than you might need. You could be throwing away thousands over a lifetime. We're not here to be the biggest. We're here to bring you something we believe is better. Our plans start at just $20. You'll get the same fast nationwide coverage without the big wireless bill.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com/facts. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
Missions fans, get ready for AARP $2 Tuesdays at Wolf Stadium, presented by San Antonio Sports Star. Enjoy $2 tickets, beer, hot dogs, and more. This Tuesday, first pitch at 7:05 p.m. Don't miss out. Get your tickets now at samissions.com.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
Lowe's knows big savings make a big difference, especially when you're shopping for appliances. Hurry in to get up to 30% off select major appliances. Plus, MyLowe's Rewards members get free delivery, free haul away, free installation and parts on purchases of $2,500 or more. Lowe's, we help, you save. Valid through 7/30. Selection varies by location. While supplies last. Price, delivery time, and vehicle availability may vary based on order size and location. Exclusions apply. See Lowes.com/delivery for more details.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star and the Gomez Law Firm present the second annual Back to School Drive, Saturday, August 2nd from 11 till 1 p.m. or while supplies last at the Gomez Law Firm, 2943 Moss Rock Drive. Free backpacks and school supplies for all school-aged children while supplies last, so don't be late. Presented by the Gomez Law Firm, 2943 Moss Rock Drive. Sponsored in part by North Park Toyota, Central Med, Romo Door Supply, and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Having trouble with your microphone buttons? Yeah.
There it is. There it is. There
Come
it
on,
is.
Pledge. Turn them on.
Thanks, Pledge. Turn me on, Pledge, will you? Hey, you and I are going to be hanging out with the dogs on Wednesday.
We are.
We are. Bunkin' Biscuit, the Bluebonnet Bunkin' Biscuit. We're going to finally find out who let the dogs out.
Well, exactly. We're going to be there. Bluebonnet Bunkin' Biscuit in Selma, 2 to 6 on Wednesday. An open house, guided tours of the facility. Food truck there. free food. I hear it's barbecue.
Wow, nice.
Yeah, free tail wags from Rheinagel.
You got it.
It says it right here.
Yeah.
Other pet-friendly vendors. It's going to be a fun time Wednesday out at Blue Bonnet Bunkin' Biscuit. They're on I-35 in Selma. That'll be fun.
You can bring your doggy out there, too, if you want to.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We're going to spend a lot of time this week in that area.
We are.
Yeah, dogs on Wednesday, horses on Thursday.
Nice.
Thursday, the Blitz live out of Retama Park, their quarter horse season. Big weekend at Retama. The Texas Quarter Horse Racing's biggest weekend at Retama this weekend. So Wednesday, Thursday, come hang out with us.
Nice. Looking forward to that. Make plans now, so no excuses, all right? No excuses. Come hang out with us. It's going to be a lot of fun. This is the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Big day for me today. I mean, obviously it's a Mellow Monday. Love that. We'll be giving away a $50 gift card to Mellow Mushroom at some point in time during this fine program. But football is back, baby.
Well, it is, but, it's interesting, and we got a lot to get to when it comes to Jerry Jones. But there's other stuff going on in the NFL that we want to get to as well. Cam Ward officially has won the starting quarterback job of Rheinagel's Tennessee Titans.
Yes.
The former UIW Cardinal apparently beat out Will Levis in the spring so badly that Will Levis decided today to have season-ending shoulder surgery.
Now, that is kind of odd. When I saw that, I'm going, this is a kind of weird time to be doing that. And if your shoulder was banged up, how could you win a quarterback job anyway? And if it's causing a problem from last year, you wouldn't have been any good to the team. Not that you have been, but you wouldn't have been even if you would have won the job. So,
well, I do wonder if he won the job, would he have the surgery? Or is this, well, I'm going to be the backup because you drafted my replacement. And I'll be damned if I go through rehab and go through shoulder surgery on my time. I'm going to wait till it's company time. I'll do this and when I'm supposed to report to training camp, but don't screw with my summer. All right? I mean, honestly, doesn't it feel that way?
Yeah, it really does.
The idea, most guys, they got to go under the knife. Let's go under the knife as soon as possible so I can get back as soon as possible. And that doesn't seem the case for Will Levis. Now, his time with Tennessee likely over. And maybe he uses this time rehab and tries to rehab his career, but you almost wonder if this is kind of it for Will Levis regardless.
Well, I don't see any reason for him. They're not going to stick around Tennessee. He'll be somewhere else, but I don't see him being anything unless he has a resurrected career a la Sam Darnold or something. But yeah, he just wasn't very good there in Tennessee. Now granted, and Cam Ward's going to have to overcome some of the same challenges.
Sure.
Because that team is not very good.
No.
And so Cam Ward's going to have to do a lot of it on his own. But I think he's capable, and I think we'll see a pretty good performance from Mr. Ward this year.
No, I know Will Levis did talk about having did have shoulder injury last year.
Uh-huh.
But he went through the offseason. And the Titans, even in a statement, talked about his approach to the offseason and show growth as a leader and, all those kinds of things. But, they support his decision for his long-term health to go ahead and have the surgery. It's almost like Derek Carr down in New Orleans. At what point did you decide you needed this surgery? Now, Derek Carr did it because he didn't want to take free money from New Orleans, according to him. But
that's nice of him.
But at the same time, if you're Will Levis, it just kind of feels like, all right, well, I didn't win the job. I know I'm not going to be the starter. I mean, dude, I don't know what he did this offseason and, where he put his mayonnaise, but, like I'm not having surgery on my vacation time. I'm doing surgery on company time is how it came across to me.
You got to hand it to him. That's a vet move.
Kind of.
That really is. That's a vet move, and especially if you know your days in Tennessee are numbered. Why not get it done, start rehabbing, be back ready to go for next year with some other team that you can try and win the job. Hell, Cleveland's always looking for a quarterback.
Well, and they've got a lot of quarterbacks too, and so you wonder because the Titans have Cam Ward, who's going to be the starter. They got Brandon Allen and Tim Boyle. So
wow.
they're probably going to look for a more veteran guy to be the backup to one Cam Ward.
Yeah, I would imagine so. But they're screwed anyway.
Yeah, they are. Speaking of Cam Ward, his old college coach. apparently caused a bit of a stir today at the coaching school down at the convention center. Eric Morris, now the head coach at North Texas. Now, you got all the coaches, high school coaches, all the college coaches in San Antonio at the coaching convention happening and wrapping up today down at the convention center. And I know, like, Mike Elko's in town. The Aggies are having the big Aggie night tonight. Dave Aranda's in town. The Baylors are doing their event tonight with the head coaches all here. And Eric Morris, I didn't hear audio of this. I just saw it on Twitter, taking shots at Incarnate Word and their athletic director, Richard Duran, for not investing in the program to help it grow, which I find interesting. Now, I look at Eric Morrison, where he has traveled since he left Incarnate Word, Washington State, which led him to the head coaching job at North Texas. He got replaced by G.J. Kinney, who ends up at Texas State, and Texas State is doing it right, investing in the program, yet Incarnate Word still really hasn't done that. I don't know, because I didn't hear the audio. You just saw some tweets about it, what he actually said, and if he were taking shots or just speaking the truth. Incarnate Word's got the ability to have a special place there for where they are, but they have to invest more into the program.
Well, I've got his quote right here. He says he's seen D2 schools with better facilities than UIW, and if they want to continue to be a national FCS brand, more money has to be in the program.
Well, and, doesn't that remind you of something that Clint Cullo said last year in the playoffs when I said something? He's like, dude, it's the same locker room when I was a player here.
Exactly right.
And they got to do that. Now, I do imagine, let me think how to say this. I imagine a former player there who just got number 1 overall pick money will probably soon make some sort of donation to that program to help.
Well, he might. But he's got to, does he not make donations to, I don't know, Washington State and Miami? I mean, he's got a lot of schools to donate to.
He does, but no one, and I don't want to speak for Cam Ward or Cam Ward's dad. There was some plans that, to my knowledge, didn't happen, but Cam was going to try to do something at Incarnate Word this summer, and I don't think that happened. And if it did, it was very private. But I do expect Cam Ward to make some sort of donation there at some point. But Eric Morris is right. Incarnate Word does need to invest more into that program and do more to let people know what they have going on, because they're going to have another damn good football season, and it would be nice to, know about it before the playoffs get here.
Yeah, that would be good. By the way, congratulations to Jeff Traylor, who was inducted into the Texas High School Coaches Association's Hall of Honor on Saturday. So congratulations, Coach Traylor. He is now a Hall of Honor. I was going to call him a Hall of Famer, but they say Hall of Honor, so I can't really say Hall of Famer. But, hey, he's a Hall of Famer in my book.
Well, Jeff Traylor, in the last several months, has now been inducted into 2 Hall of Fames. He did the Texas Sports Hall of Fame. Remember, he was sitting up there next to Patrick Mahomes.
That's right.
And then the Hall of Honor for the Coaches Association. And we certainly know how much the Texas High School Coaches Association means to Jeff Traylor, because in his heart, he is a high school coach, a legendary high school coach of that, with the state championships that he won at Gilmer. And every bowl game, he wears that THSCA hat for a reason. So quite an honor for Jeff Traylor.
Absolutely. And very happy for him. It was quite an honor, no doubt about it. So congrats, Coach. I just find that interesting, though, the UIW comments from Coach Morris. That's interesting.
And my guess is he was probably asked a question about it. Because I know Eric Morris loved his time in San Antonio, but there were frustrations there. So when it was time to go, it was time to go. And again, going to Washington State and getting Cam Ward, and there was no guarantee that Cam Ward was going to follow him to Wazoo when he left, because I know there are a lot of places that were trying to lure Cam Ward to their school at the time, including, Liberty and Ole Miss and several others.
Calvin Watkins just tweeted out, he says, a source confirms Cowboys will place Trayvon Diggs, DeMarvion Overshone, and Josh Butler on the PUP to start training camp. physically unable to perform. Siobhan Ravel, who has a knee injury, and the Cowboys knew that when they drafted him, he'll start camp on the non-injury list. This is according to Calvin Watkins and Todd Archer. So, interesting. And you no surprise there with Overshown and Diggs. So, they're just not quite ready to get back.
And again, Diggs, what I really want to know, and I guess we'll find out in the next coming weeks, how close is Diggs to returning? Is it September? Is it October? I don't expect it to be after October. But if Diggs can get back and play the majority of the season and play at a high level, the angst that Cowboy fans and obviously Jerry Jones is feeling will go away. If he can't get back healthy, or if he comes back and is a shell of his former self, and let's face it, when healthy, Diggs was one of the better defensive backs in coverage, ball hawking skills. He'll make business decisions when it comes to tackling you, but the cover part is certainly there. If he can get back to that, nobody's going to be mad at Diggs anymore for the money he's making, but he's got to get back, and he's got to be able to play at a high level.
Well, we talked about Mozzie Smith, and I'm not sure exactly how far out that Diggs contract goes, but I think he's got to get back if he wants to be a Dallas Cowboy. I think the Cowboys have grown tired of Diggs. I mean, he's hurt all the time. And so I think they've grown tired of him and will cut him loose if he doesn't come back and give them anything this year. I just don't see him as a long-term Cowboy.
Well, it's interesting because, Jerry took the shot at, and I say the shot, but it was about paying guys early. And the question today and the answer, and I'm paraphrasing, I paid some early, and the reporter brought up Diggs and Terrence Steele, and it was like, should I have done that? Because it hasn't worked out since those guys got paid. They both got hurt. And it's kind of like what you're hearing in Cincinnati when it comes to Shamir Stewart's contract, rookie deal. And the Bengals owner today tried to explain the situation as saying, look, we want to have some ability to recoup some of that guaranteed money if a player does something that is, unacceptable. And, he's like, if a guy's sitting in jail, I don't want to have to pay him. Violence towards women. And he even said, we've never really done it. We haven't had those issues. It's very remote. Mike Brown said, sometimes I wonder why do we have this stuff in here when it leads to stuff like this, but the player is the same way. The chances of this happening are very remote, but as an NFL team, you have to protect yourself because it is a business. Why can't I get some of that money back that I paid you in advance if you do something that is detrimental to the team?
I mean, it's interesting, but I just wonder, is that standard in every NFL player contract, or is that just something that the Cincinnati Bengals added in?
It's something the Bengals have added in.
Well, Shamar Stewart doesn't have a track record of being a problem. So I'm not sure why they're doing that, why they're singling him out like this. I'm really not sure why, especially when they need the guy. I mean, they don't know what's going to happen with Trey Hendrickson, and they work out a deal, although he is under contract. But, I mean, this is a guy that comes highly rated, and I'm really surprised that they're sticking to their guns on this thing.
It is kind of one of those, and both sides. I mean, it's language in a contract. If you feel like, well, this is never going to come into play, if you're the player, then you know what you are as a person. You should feel pretty confident that they're never going to be able to exercise this clause. If you're an owner and the player doesn't have a track record, why are you so stubborn on leaving it in there?
I don't know. Cincinnati's just a different situation all the way around. They are. They're different, and you talk about a reputation of being cheap.
Yeah.
They've got it big time. So it's going to be interesting to see. I'm just, quite frankly, surprised, and I feel bad for Stewart. I understand why he's doing what he's doing, but, I guess the Bengals feel like they need to protect themselves as well. Did you watch any of the WNBA All-Star game?
No.
I'm really surprised.
I was at the beach.
I'm surprised.
I was on a boat.
I thought that was like must-see TV for you.
I was on a boat.
Well, Caitlin Clark wasn't playing, so maybe that strayed you a little.
No, I was on a boat in on the Texas coast. I watched nothing.
Good for you. That's what you're supposed to be doing. Well, the WNBA ladies trying to get a new contract, and they were wearing some schwanky T-shirts.
Schwanky, huh?
Schwanky over the weekend. But there's still that little problem with Caitlin Clark. I don't know why they hate her, but we'll talk about it when we continue here on The Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
You know, nobody ever plans on getting arrested, but it does happen to a lot of people every day for all kinds of reasons. If you get arrested, you want to get out of jail fast, you know the best way to do that is to call my good friend Albert and his great staff at AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text the word bail to 474747, or you can start the bonding process online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else to get out of jail, and you don't want to be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you a PR bond, make sure you truly understand what all those conditions are before accepting it. Your best option for stress-free bail bonds is AA Best Bail Bonds, because nobody beats their price. They offer payment plans, have a free shuttle service. They are discreet and confidential and open 24/7, offices all over San Antonio and Texas, services nationwide. So if you're up in Dallas, down in Corpus, anywhere in between, license number 149, call AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121, or go online at mybestbailbonds.com.
You're riding with the Blitz. Afternoons 2 to 6, KTFM Floresville, and everywhere at sasportstar.com.
Mike Rowe here with a quick question. Have you noticed cracks in your drywall, chimney, or exterior walls? I hope not, because if you have, they could be indications that you've got a much bigger problem with your foundation. That's where Groundworks comes in. They can honestly assess your situation and create a plan to stabilize your foundation.
Schedule your free inspection at groundworks.com/row.
Groundworks is the official foundation repair company of Texas Athletics. Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
Buyers Barricades is proud to provide traffic control, rental, and sales for work zones and events in the San Antonio area and beyond. Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. Learn more online at buyersbarricades.com. That's buyersbarricades.com.
You know the Roo Pub is proven to be the best place to watch games with those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. All the games, all the fights, and when you show up at the Roo Pub, show up hungry. The food is fantastic. Open daily at 11. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and the best place to watch a game. Just down from the big blind, right next to the Angry Elephant. The Roo Pub, 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
The success you've already had matters at University of Maryland Global Campus because we're a school for real life. An accredited state university, UMGC lets you earn up to 90 credits toward a bachelor's for prior learning and relevant life and work experience, or transfer up to 12 credits toward a master's. We offer affordable tuition and online and hybrid courses. Classes start August 13th. Apply now and save with no application fee. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
Mellow Mushroom has the best pizza in San Antonio. Mellow delivers the best pizza experience with their delicious dough, premium ingredients, and unique flavors. Delivering a higher order of pizza is the standard. If Mellow can make a pizza this delicious, imagine what they can do with munchies, greens, calzones, and burgers. Mellow Mushroom has San Antonio's best happy hour with food specials and half-off adult beverages. Mellow Mushroom is at 1604 in Stone Oak Parkway. Hang with friends, watch the game, and mellow out at Mellow Mushroom.
The Morning Huddle.
You get the last night with your cellie named Big John.
No, when you're on death row, you don't have a cellie.
Death by Bunga Bunga.
No. Well, unless that's how you killed someone.
You don't want to go by Bunga Bunga.
If you killed someone by Bunga Bunga, that's how you should have to go.
Right, yeah. That's where Big John comes in.
That's right.
Death by Bunga Bunga.
The Morning Huddle with AJ and Rob. Weekday mornings 6 to 10. 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star. San Antonio's Sports Center.
The American Athletic Conference is rebranding, changing its name to the American Conference and ditching the acronym AAC. They have also added their first mascot in Soar the Eagle. And Memphis has proposed to join the Big 12. The proposal for Memphis features hundreds of millions of dollars in sponsorship commitments to the Big 12 from corporate partners, as well as putting off getting paid from the conference for 5 years.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is a great Monday. Sometimes Mondays are good, sometimes not so much, but today is a fantastic Monday because we have football back. Cowboys officially open up training camp today with the State of the Cowboys address by old Jerry Jones and company, and I'm here for it. This is the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I'm Joe Reinagel, Jason Minix, James Pledger. We are all here, all back, and we're ready for some football.
That we are, and but the Big 12 is not ready for Memphis.
Yes.
According to reports, the Big 12 not interested despite the school offering gazillions of dollars.
And that's interesting because the reasoning is they wouldn't move the needle TV-wise.
Yep.
Wow.
Although in basketball, I would think they would have a chance. And doesn't the Big 12 want to be known as the basketball conference?
I think they do, since football's kind of out of the question these days between the Big Ten and the SEC.
And you could debate who's better, Big Ten or SEC
yeah,
right
no
now.
kidding. I think Big Ten might have it right now. They certainly have the national champion right now, so I guess you got to give them that. That's for sure. What a great day.
Dude.
Just a great, it's been a long time, Minix, since I was just like into a press conference.
Well, it's because of what we saw today. And put on your TV right now on ESPN, and you got Todd Archer standing on the football fields in Oxnard, California, where we will be 1 week from today. We'll actually be there Saturday, but on the air 1 week from today. We'll be live there in Oxnard. Football season is here. I had my annual let's go down to the coast before football season begins, and yeah, it's time. You wake up today and you know it's football time.
It is football time. I'm loving that.
Come up for air in February.
I love it. I can't. It's just the best time of year, no doubt about it. Look forward to getting up to Oxnard. First, though, we got to do the headline blitz.
This is Jason and Joe's Headline Blitz. 2 guys, 2 opinions, never enough time.
Kelsey Plum, who is one of the big stars of the WNBA, kind of outed Caitlin Clark. Now, here's the deal. The ladies of the WNBA are trying to get a new collective bargaining agreement. They want to be paid more than they're paid right now. And it looks like that's going to happen because, well, the WNBA is making a little bit more money.
But they're still not making money, right?
No, they're not a profitable organization at this point in time.
And so they wear these shirts that say, pay us what you owe us. And controversial shirts for sure. Some will say, are they really asking for a pay cut? Right? Because the WNBA does not make any money, yet they want more. And some are saying they want NBA-like salaries.
Well, that's not going to happen.
That's not going to happen. But what Kelsey Plum apparently is a little bit upset about is even collectively as a group, it doesn't appear that that all the players have the same passion for this fight. In fact, the 2 all-star teams, only one team showed up to the meeting on whether or not they were going to wear the shirts. The group that did not was, Caitlin Clark and her team.
Well, it was a very powerful moment. We didn't, at least as players, we didn't know that was going to happen. So I think it was kind of like a genuine surprise. But the T-shirt, just united front, was determined this morning that we had a meeting for. And, not to tattletale, but 0 members of Team Clark were very present for that. But no, we were just we had a very
that really needed to be mentioned.
I'm trying to make a situation light, okay? But yeah, no, I think it was just all of us getting on the same page for the game. We wanted to do something that was just united and collective, and I thought that it was a very powerful moment and got the point across. And sometimes you don't have to say anything.
I will, and I get it. I just human nature, I guess, to be jealous sometimes if somebody getting more attention than you. But this Caitlin Clark, whether she intended this or not, has moved the WNBA up several notches. And these girls ought to be happy about it, but instead they razz her every chance they get.
They do. And again, how do you tell me it's a united front when half of the people involved don't show up for your meeting?
Well, Caitlin was wearing the T-shirt.
Well, they all wore the shirts, but they didn't show. And maybe I mean, we had a meeting today. Could have been an email. Maybe it could have just been an email to everybody, a group text. Hey, we're all going to wear these shirts. Cool. All right, and go from there.
Well, interesting stuff. I don't know why they hate her. Goodness gracious, but they do.
Mm-hmm.
Happy for Chris Paul today. Signed a 1-year deal back in Los Angeles where he wanted to be. Where
Are you
his
really
family
happy
is.
for him?
I don't really give a damn, quite frankly. But he gets a 1-year deal to go back and play for the L.A. Clippers. One of the best playoff series that I remember back in the day was the Chris Paul-led Clippers against the Spurs. Went 7 games.
Mm-hmm.
They eventually won that series, but it was pretty interesting. You didn't watch any TV this weekend. You didn't see the best golfer on the planet right now, Scottie Scheffler. I mean, it was just it was a blowout at the British Open.
And really no surprise the way that guy's been playing. And I don't know if the Tiger Woods comparisons are fair or not, because I don't know that there will be another Tiger Woods, although there's a weird stat about the number of days between wins, and it's identical to what Tiger did. But right, I mean, Jordan Spieth might have said it perfectly when it comes to competing against Scottie Scheffler.
He doesn't care to be a superstar. He's not transcending the game like Tiger did. He's not bringing it to non-golf audience necessarily. He doesn't want to go do, the stuff that, a lot of us go do corporately, anything like that. He just wants to get away from the game and separate the two, because I know that he, at one time felt it was too much, that he was taking it with him. And, whenever he made that switch, I don't know when it was, but, he has hobbies, he's always with his family. They're always doing stuff. So I think it's more so the difference in personality from any other superstar that you've seen in the modern era, and maybe any sport. I don't think anybody's like him.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's a good point. His kid stole the show yesterday. I don't know if you've seen highlights of that, but it's like, hey, we do this every weekend. I don't know what everybody's all excited about, but it was pretty cool.
I heard Rich Eisen driving in today talking about, how you got kids at home, you got some spot, where you're measuring their height, in a door jam type of thing.
Yeah.
With Scheffler's kid, you're watching him grow up with next to all the trophies.
Exactly right.
And that one picture when he was just like turning around like, of course we won.
Of course.
Of course.
This is like old hat now, man. There's nothing new to it. You were on a boat this weekend.
I was.
When I first read the story, I'm going, was this Jason?
Well, I read this story, and I wondered if you went to Chicago, because this is something that you would do. I mean, I'm a little concerned you're seeing this story and thinking, man, next week we'll be at the Rudder Room. And this seems like something that would happen at the Rudder Room.
Well, it could happen at the Rudder Room, I suppose, or I don't know. There was one day it could have happened at Nobu. I'm not sure. This dude, though, in Chicago, was naked, hopping around people's boats and helicoptering his wiener.
Yeah.
What the hell is wrong with some people? I don't.
Well, some people might hear that and say, "Well, what's wrong with that?
What's wrong with that? I guess.
I mean, he was trying to fly from boat to boat.
He sure was. Now, I'm not sure how big the propeller was, but
there's video.
Well, but it's blurred out. I don't really want to see the video anyway. I'm okay not seeing that video. I just, you see stories like that and you just go, what the hell? I mean, this guy must have been hammered or just nuts or both.
Both.
Yeah, could be. I'm not sure.
It could have been a dare involved.
Yeah, it could have.
Seemed like something out of a bad movie.
I mean, what would you do if some dude jumped on your boat and started doing that? I mean, my first thing would just be kind of laugh and get the hell out of here. I mean, I don't know.
He got arrested.
He did, yes. Poor guy.
It wasn't Reinagel.
No, it was not me. Showed up for work. Wasn't you either.
What wasn't me?
You're here at work as well.
Yep.
Before we get into the Jerry Jones stuff, I want to say this. J.J. Watt has tweeted something out here that Micah Parsons reposted. Okay, it says, anytime you can publicly take a dig at your star quarterback and your star pass rusher simultaneously right before the season begins, you just got to take it. Nothing makes guys want to fight for you more than hearing how upset you are that they got hurt while fighting for you. Interesting. He did talk about Prescott getting hurt right after signing the big contract, and Micah Parsons last year missing some time. And you brought this up too, by the way. Ari from My Sports Update originally tweeted out that he had taken a shot, and that's what J.J. Watt was referring to. But Jerry says Micah missed 6 games last season. He only missed 4, and this guy fact-checks him and says the same thing.
Now, Jerry, in defending Jerry a little bit, he said Micah was hurt for 6 games.
Yes.
He did miss 4, but there were a couple games where he spent a lot of time on the sideline because he wasn't able to go on every snap. So maybe that's what Jerry was saying. Jerry did not say he missed 6 games. He said he was hurt for 6 games.
Okay. Well, then maybe that's what he meant, and he just wasn't 100% for those 6 games.
Jerry's not going to let facts get in the way of a good argument. One of the two.
And one of the two. I find it was definitely an entertaining day on the tennis courts in Oxnard, California. That's for sure. Jerry talks, and we have some of that sound for you, and it's entertaining, to say the least, is it not?
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. It's Jerry Jones, and he was in rare form today. Jerry Jones, the star of the show at today's press conference. We're hearing from him next here on the Blitz on San Antonio Sports Star.
Jerry certainly had a lot of energy today during his press conference. If energy is something you are lacking, maybe you're always feeling tired, trouble focusing, just can't get off the couch, that's not living. Low T affects all aspects of your life, your relationships, your jobs. If you got kids, do you really want them to see you that way? No, doesn't have to be that way. You can get your life back with testosterone therapy by Synergenics and Low T Center. And right now the test is free, but time is running out to take advantage of the free test. July 31st is when this promotion ends, 10 days from today. So book that appointment and get in and see them, because now's there's never been a better time to find out what your T levels are. Go to Synergenics or Low T Center and take the test. It's fast. Results are available in about 15 minutes, and the test is free. Get in now, get tested. Most major insurances accepted, so treatment costs are minimal. Taking control of your health is now easier than ever, so what are you waiting for? And Synergenics and Low T Center give you the power to take control of your health with their custom dose TRT. You have the freedom to choose between that white glove in-center care or medically monitored treatment with testosterone delivered to your home. Already a patient? Tell your friends to get started on TRT, and you'll receive a $250 credit, and that credit applies for any man or woman who start hormone treatment. Guys, taking this simple test could be the first step to taking back your life. Imagine how good you're going to feel and how much happier those around you will be when the best version of yourself is showing up. The free test offer ends July 31st, so book that appointment now at fixmylowt.com. That's fixmylowt.com.
94.1. The College of Healthcare Professionals and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Joel, I'm proud to introduce my latest in-summer relaxation relief-cation. I call it the Quarter Moon Grill and Go. It's a stainless steel propane gas grill with this, a full-size urinal. If you're gonna grill and you gotta go, it's the Grill and Go.
Folks, at Quarter Moon Plumbing, Heat and AC, we fix plumbing and AC issues fast and at a fair price. 210-651-5899.
Grill and
Go away, Nigel. Quarter Moon Plumbing, Heat and AC.
License number TACLA 141074EM16004.
If you need to hire, it seems like the whole process can be exhausting. You search resumes, wait for the right candidates to apply, set up initial interviews. It's a lot of time and work. Well, what if you could meet with qualified candidates for your job the very next day? Now you can with Zip Intro from ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Zip Intro is super easy to use. You simply pick a time, and it does all the work of finding and scheduling qualified candidates for you. Then you can choose who you want to talk to and meet with great people on back-to-back video calls as soon as the next day. Best of all, you save time and energy.
Try ZipIntro for free right now at this exclusive web address, ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipIntro. Post jobs today, talk to qualified candidates tomorrow. Once again, go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio to try it for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
Need assistance with door and window projects? The Home Depot can help. From inspiration and materials to ordering and installation, our free Millwork virtual apron service can get you moving and doing. Plus, we speak Spanish too. Our associates can help you tackle complex jobs without you leaving the job site, saving you time and money. Call us at 1-833-HD-APRON or visit homedepot.com/MVA. The Home Depot, how doers get more done.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Getting started is simple. Just go to hims.com/joy to start your free online visit. Through Hims, you can access ED treatments including pills, chews, and more. 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy, HIMS.com/JOY.
Find what you love, love what you find. A Total Wine and More. There's so much waiting for you. Spirits and beer, thousands of wines. Guides in the know and prices so low. It just might blow your mind. And love what you find.
With curbside pickup and delivery available, you'll always find what you love, only at Total Wine & More.
Drink responsibly, B21.
Check engine or ABS light on? Take the guesswork out of your warning lights with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan.
O'Reilly Auto Parts. The NFL is on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
I don't know about you, man, but this beef jerky's pretty good, isn't it?
It's a damn good beef jerky.
It really is.
Well, Pledge went to Houston this weekend, and apparently he's got a jerky spot in Flatonia that he stopped at.
How about that? Flatonia.
Yeah.
Now, there is a place there, too, that sells really good kolaches. I don't know if it's Flatonia, but it's one of those little towns on the way to Houston. Really good kolaches.
I thought
it's got a Polish name to it.
Well, of course, but I didn't know you got kolaches on the way to Houston. That's like the check stop on your way to Dallas. You get your kolaches. Houston's got a stop too, not named Buc-ee's.
I think it is. Maybe I'm confusing the two. Could be.
Well,
I
mean, because I know there's some spots that you have to stop for kolaches on the way to Dallas, on the way to Houston. No. Not that I'm aware of.
I could be confused,
but if you see, that's the thing. When you road trip, everybody's got a spot.
Yeah.
Or when you are somewhere, like you brag about this place down in Padre, and we went there the other night. Yeah. And it's a place I would never have found this place if you didn't tell me about it. But it was fantastic.
Place has been there forever too. I mean, it's a stop. I remember it. Maybe not that long ago, but long time. It's been there, and it's just a dive, but it's great.
But it's kind of when you go, especially because we go to the Texas coast all the time.
Yeah,
a couple times a year, but we always tend to go to the same spots.
Right.
Try something new. Yeah, but it's kind of one of those. But you talk about this spot, and my wife was like, "Well, what was the name of it?" And I'm like, "I don't remember." I mean,
she texted me.
She texted you, and
I gave it to her.
Yeah, and we went, and it was fantastic. It was a solid recommendation.
Well, it's always tough when you recommend a place. You're hoping that who you recommended it to likes it, and I'm fortunate and happy that you guys liked it.
Yeah, it was. I forget the name of it.
Black Diamond Oyster Bar.
Oyster Bar.
Uh-huh.
I didn't have their oysters.
No, well, it's the summertime. And oysters, probably not the thing to get in the summertime.
Well, I mean, they're serving them.
Sure they are.
They were on the menu.
But it's everything. I mean, they've got it. When I first took Maggie there, she loved it.
See that? I mean, when I walked in, I was a little surprised that this was a Rhine-Eggle recommendation that also included Maggie, because this place was a dive.
Oh, it's a dive.
And we were sitting outside, and they have live music. And I swear this lady up there, I don't know, she was probably 41, but looked 85. And, playing a guitar solo on this big old stage. And she sounded good, but it was kind of funny to watch her.
Well, you're right about that. I mean, you see that a lot in Corpus, Port Aransas, younger, because they've been in the sun, their whole life.
Well, there was one song where she literally took her teeth out to sing, which I've never seen before.
Wow, that's hilarious.
Oh, it was. I mean, she was a trip.
Yeah.
It was. She sounded good, man. It was good enough for me to leave 20.
Nice.
I mean, well, dude,
nice.
Not often you hear, she's up there. She's like, I gotta take my teeth out for this one.
Wow.
Yeah. I'd never seen that before.
Were you done eating?
I was eating.
Oh, my
not
goodness.
Not quite yet done. We just put her teeth back in for the next song.
Well,
it was solid.
Is she whistling?
Yeah, the harmonica.
Oh, that is hilarious.
Oh, yeah.
Well, that's good. I'm glad you guys like that place. You got to make that a stop when you go to the coast from now on.
I mean, can't make a promise, but it's on the list.
It's got to be on the list for sure.
On the list.
All right. Jerry has a list.
He kept his teeth in today.
And he's being called out for it everywhere you look for a lot of the things that he said today. And I thought it was one of his best press conferences in a long time. And Jerry has a lot of good press conferences.
Yeah, but Jerry, since the Green Bay loss, hasn't.
True.
And has done fewer and fewer media sessions since that loss to Green Bay. Today felt like vintage Jerry. He was funny. He was open, honest, long-winded as usual, and even called out a couple of players. Now, granted, he called them out when asked a question about getting deals done early. And the reporter brought up Trayvon Diggs and Terrence Steele.
Frankly, should we have waited on Diggs and Steele? Oh, you brought them up. I didn't.
Yeah.
Wow. Little salty Jerry there. But he's right. I mean, when you think about it, and as we go through the sound, I think it will become clear. You kind of understand why Jerry now does the things that he does and how he does them. Whether we agree with it or not or think it's the right thing to do, he obviously does. There's two examples of guys he paid early, and both of them have been less than stellar since.
But because of injury.
Yes.
And I have a hard time getting mad at a player that got paid and got hurt. There's a huge difference there in got paid and got lazy and starts underperforming.
True.
But listening to Jerry today, it is clear. And again, we've said many, many times on this program, Jerry and Steven have a way of doing business, seemingly different than 31 other teams, but they've got a reason. And it was very clear today that if he signs a contract for 4 years, he doesn't expect you to get a contract in 3. If he signed you to a 5-year deal, he doesn't want to talk a new contract with you until 4, because what's the point of having a contract?
Right.
Now, that's not the way it works in the NFL now. And we all know that. So when you sign that 5-year deal that, at the end of year 3, you've got to look at redoing that thing. That's the way the world works. That's not the way the Joneses work. And a reason for that is, and he brought this up, is, Jerry and Steven have projected numbers. An agent might have projected numbers. Now, he uses the term fluff, but they don't necessarily agree what those numbers are really going to be in years 3, 4, and 5.
One of the things that exacerbates this is that you have a kind of a policy or a practice to have contracts, but have like it's some kind of obligation to do something before the contract is over, okay? In other words, not have the benefit of the contract. Well, that goes completely against the benefit of the club, which ultimately should be to put a winning team on the field. And the more that you can husband, the more that you can spread it out and put it around and have other good players rather than all going to a few players, the better team you got. So there's a lot of reasons. Timing is a lot of reasons. And in fact, why would you go out and basically spend money just to spend money and not have had to spend it, but you can spend it 3 years later? Money costs money. There's a lot of reasons why. This old business of thinking, well, my goodness, it's pretty obvious to me everything goes up, so why don't you catch it when it's low? Have you ever thought that when it's low, they're counting on it going up, and those are the numbers that are coming out, not the ones that are going on right there? Have you ever thought about that? That's it, 90% of the time. They are not dealing with you in those numbers today. They're dealing with projected numbers, which also usually have more fluff than reality. They've usually got not imagination, but an expectation that those numbers are going to be higher than they are. And there's a debate. Okay, what if we're sitting here putting the club together and we're trying to get them and we don't believe they're going that high? Only God really knows, you know. So all of that comes to play.
Yes, it does, Jerry.
Well, and you know, I've got to keep these in numbers that we can maintain. If you're making 20 and you're trying to get paid early, and all of a sudden you're trying to go to 35, and Jerry's thinking it's probably not going to be more than 28, then I'm not going 35, right? Why? I mean, and again, if I'm the agent, I'm trying to go higher. Team is probably trying to go lower. And then Stephen Jones talked about it as well. Sometimes it's on the player that wants to get a deal done early.
The other thing is the willingness. I mean, you have players who are, who decide, hey, I'm willing to wait. I'm going to wait on bigger numbers. And then you got other players who want to be more conservative and say, hey, I'd like to have my money now. And that's every person's different. Every player's different. And you respect both sides. And like I said, we'll talk to 4 or 5 other guys other than Micah who are going to be up next year. Some will say, hey, I want to wait and play and think my numbers will go up. I'll play better. I'll do better. The numbers will be up from last year. And we certainly respect that. And then you have some players who say, hey, I'm ready to take care of my family and decide to go now. And they've been varying for 30 years. Who wants to go ahead and do it early and who wants to wait?
And that's interesting. And he kind of implies that was the situation with Diggs and Steele, because they did do them early and maybe they wanted to just get it done. You have that safety net, if you will, in case something happens. And it's funny when Micah comes out the other day and says it doesn't have to be this complicated and, kind of laid it at Jerry's feet. Well, Jerry kind of laid that right back at the players' feet today.
Well, that, and he also said Micah's one of the savviest he's ever negotiated with.
Yep.
Of all of the people that I've sat down with as a player, of all the players that I've ever negotiated with, Michael Parson is as savvy and knowledgeable and understanding of his financial business relative to football as any player I've ever been around.
Now, what about Micah?
Now, he's smart.
Who's this Michael Parsons? Is that a new player?
Well, I mean, I don't know. But maybe it is Micah the one that is making it complicated. Maybe it is David Mulligetta is the one that is making it complicated. Now, to me, there's no doubt that Jerry and Steven are doing their part in the complicated part. The numbers that they want to pay versus the numbers that Mulligetta wants to pay versus what we see with Diggs, the percentage of practice time at the facility that you have to have, because Jerry is a stickler. If I'm paying you this kind of money, I expect you to be here, not work out on your own in Miami, the de-escalators. There's all these things that are complicated in a contract. It's more than just what we see in the news. Average per year, signing bonus. But it's all the other stuff in there that is interesting. And the one thing that we also learned today in the press conference, and I say learned, I think we all know this. We've heard this before, but we learned it again. When Jerry says he doesn't talk to the agent and knows the agent's name, that's true. Steven said Jerry never talks to the agent.
Jerry didn't speak to Todd France. And Jerry, as he said, doesn't speak to many agents. I do.
So what is your relationship with Mugoleta been so far?
We've always had a good relationship with Mulligetta. And specifically, Adam speaks to the agents as well. So, but Jerry's typically, whether it's a coach or a player, speaks directly to the principal.
And I don't talk to the attorneys and all of the other stuff that goes on, too. Now, really wouldn't be time for everything if you did that. So I do talk to the principal, so.
Interesting, and that's true. And it was Jane Slater who asked that question. You could hear her in the background with the follow-up. And I think Steven came in right away because they've heard that narrative. Why are you not doing it? He came in right away. And Jerry never talks to the agents.
No,
I do.
Steven does, and a guy named Adam Prasivka, I think is how you say his name. He's their director of salary cap and player contracts. And they're the ones that handle the details of the negotiation. Jerry certainly is signing off on it, but, all that talk about Jerry's talking about, I don't know who the agent is. Jerry might not be lying. And he doesn't talk to agents.
He doesn't.
He talks to players. I mean, he was asked again, hey, Jerry, you talked to Mulligetta?
I've talked with people that have talked to him. Let's put it like that.
Steven?
I don't necessarily talk to these agents, or I don't necessarily talk to attorneys, and I do stuff everywhere, and I don't necessarily talk to the people that are hired to do certain things. I talk to the principals 90% of the time.
So you got to take Jerry at his word when he says stuff like that. Most people, when that happened and we were talking about it, they think, Jerry's crazy. Come on, he's got to do that. And he doesn't do it. And I believe him.
Yeah, I mean,
Jerry, why do you don't have time for agents? That's Steven's job.
Well, that's it, and Adams, and like I said, a lot more behind the curtain on how the Cowboys do business today. That the narrative is Jerry would rather work out the deal with Micah and cut the agent completely out. Jerry is going to talk to Micah or the principal, whatever the player is.
Yes.
But the contract stuff is still being talked about with the team and the agent, just not directly with Jerry, the general manager, who also admitted today there have been nanoseconds out there when he has thought about getting rid of the GM title.
Yes. Momentary.
How long a moment?
Now, we're getting down to it. Small fractions of seconds, I promise you that.
Oh, Jerry. He's not. They're going to have to carry his body out of that office, the general manager's office. He's not going to let that thing go. I mean, that's the way it is. And look, Steven, who's going to be the owner of that football team at some point in time, doesn't seem to give a damn.
No, it's interesting because what Jerry followed up with there actually does make sense. Follow me here. Jerry said today, as general manager, and he paid a lot of money to have that seat, but despite what a lot of people think, he's not throwing darts at the draft. The input that he gets from so many people in their scouting department and their coaches, he makes the ultimate decision, but it's a group effort. And contracts and different things. He's, other organizations, GMs get fired, and then a new GM is hired. That GM has to clean up the mess that the old one made and then create his own mess. The Cowboys don't have to deal with that. And they haven't had to deal with that, which makes me think when Steven ultimately takes over, that Steven will probably keep it the same way because in their mind it works. Now, the idea that Jerry is making decisions and some of the jokes and narratives out there aren't true, and we all know that. He brought up Mike McCarthy today. Mike McCarthy in Green Bay was never a part of the draft process. He was a big part of the draft process with the Dallas Cowboys, as was Schottenheimer this year as the head coach, the position coaches, the other staff there. And that is one of the reasons why Jerry keeps the GM role, is the guy cutting the check and controlling the money. He's the ultimate decision maker when it comes to that, and he holds himself accountable. Have you thought about hiring one? Sure, split seconds, but in his mind, that creates a bigger mess than it's worth.
Absolutely. And look, he paid the money for this thing. He wanted to run the team, and he's doing that. He even made a comment about Jimmy Johnson, called him a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
I don't know how many times when they were working together.
Exactly.
But, Jerry's he's a businessman. He's a businessman for sure. And interesting press conference. And we got a lot more sound from that press conference that we'll be diving into as we continue here on the Blitz. But coming up next, why does Memphis want to get out of the now rebranded American Conference? And you know what? With the reports today, I wish they would get the hell out because they're going to have more money than everybody else. We're talking about it when we continue here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
When you need an electrician, Hill Electric is available for both residential and commercial needs. For well over 3 decades, the family-owned Hill Electric has served San Antonio homes and businesses. They've done a variety of projects at my house, like put extra outlets in the garage, spotlight over one of the grills outside, dimmer lights in the living room. And about a week and a half ago, had a chandelier fall. I called Hill Electric because that's electrical stuff to come hang it, make sure everything is right, rehang it. And they did a fantastic job. So whether it's a project or an emergency situation like that, no better company to call than Hill Electric. They have the right service at the right price. There is never a service charge and always free estimates. So it costs you absolutely nothing to figure out what it will take to get a project done. Call Hill Electric at 210-404-9074, 404-9074, or hill-electric.com.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Tuesday on the Morning Huddle, the Cowboys are in camp. We'll be out there in a week, but we'll see what's going on out there right now. I guess that just gives us a chance to talk football all day. Don't be late. Party starts at 6.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Mornings 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
George gets justice. The accident wasn't your fault, but now you're facing pain, bills, and uncertainty. You don't have to do it alone at George Salinas Injury Lawyers. They listen, explain your options, and fight for what you deserve. No upfront costs, no stress, just real help when you need it. If you've been injured, it's time to get George. Call George Salinas Injury Lawyers at 210-225-0909 or visit getgeorge.com. George gets justice. Getgeorge.com.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-499-9102. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-499-9102. That's 800-499-9102. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
How was your drive to school?
Let me tell you, I had to get my iced coffee first. I just can't seem to put it down. My favorite rapper just announced a tour. My phone was buzzing like crazy. I'm so excited. I had to text all my friends right then to talk about it. Then, someone started calling me and...
Let's try that again.
I turned my phone off right away. I never drive distracted.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
Mike Rowe here with a quick question. Is your concrete sinking? Whether it's your driveway, sidewalk, or patio, those uneven surfaces are not just ugly, they're dangerous. That's where Groundworks comes in. They use state-of-the-art concrete lifting solutions to prevent tripping hazards, and they're the best at what they do. Schedule your free inspection at groundworks.com/row.
Groundworks is the official foundation repair company of Texas Athletics. Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
Circa Million and Circa Survivor are back with a massive $21 million in guaranteed prizes. Circa Million. Pick 5 games against the spread each week. 126 ways to win with $6 million guaranteed. Circa Survivor, 1 pick a week. No point spread. Last the longest to win it all. $15 million guaranteed. Enter in Nevada, play from anywhere. $21 million guaranteed. Visit circusports.com for details.
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk from atrial fibrillation, an irregular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Over a 3-year study, Eliquis apixaban tablets reduced stroke risk better than warfarin, and over 97% of Eliquis patients did not experience a stroke. A first stroke occurred in 2.9% of warfarin patients versus 2.3% of Eliquis patients.
Don't stop prescription Eliquis without asking your doctor. Stroke risk may increase. Eliquis can cause serious and potentially fatal bleeding. Don't take if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or bleed longer. A spinal injection increases blood clot risk, which may cause paralysis. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding or bruising, or back pain, tingling, numbness, muscle weakness, or incontinence. Aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star and the Gomez Law Firm present the second annual Back to School Drive, Saturday, August 2nd from 11 till 1 p.m. or while supplies last at the Gomez Law Firm, 2943 Moss Rock Drive. Free backpacks and school supplies for all school-aged children while supplies last, so don't be late. Presented by the Gomez Law Firm, 2943 Moss Rock Drive. Sponsored in part by North Park Toyota, Centromed, Romo Door Supply, and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Oh, man, I'm excited about heading out to Oxnard, California. And then it's Vegas, baby. We're going to be in Vegas for the Circa Sports Ultimate Contest Weekend. In fact, we're going to be live at Circa Las Vegas August 21st and 22nd. Then we're going to stay for the weekend. And we're inviting you to come along with us.
Book your flights and book your hotel. Use promo code BLITZ when you're registering for your room either at Circa or the D, which is their sister resort, and you can save 20% with promo code BLITZ. If you go to sasportstar.com, that will take you right to the Circa page that already has that discount code applied. But come hang out with us in Vegas. So many people say, dude, I want to go. Can I carry your bag? Here's your chance to go.
Exactly.
Hey, you know, we've been to Circa many times now, and every time we go, people are like, yeah, I'm going next time. Book your rooms now.
Do it now. It's a lot of fun. You will not regret it. I promise you. Kind of an end of the summer bash for all of us to have. That's for sure. So interesting stuff. But a couple of things happen in college sports today. And I'm not sure why either one of them. I'm kind of confused, I guess. The AAC rebrands as the American Conference.
Okay.
And I'm not sure what's the purpose of that.
They want to sound bigger is the purpose.
All right.
Because they're the American, they were the American Athletic Conference.
Yes.
AAC. But so many people call them the ACC. They just want to be known as the American.
The AC.
Yeah, well, no, just the American. They just want to be known as the American. What I don't get is everything else that's going with this. With their rebrand, they've added a mascot.
Yes.
Why?
Well, I'm not sure why. Soar, the eagle.
No, there's a reason Soar, and I already forgot what it was. It stands for something, and their slogan, Built to Rise. And if you see all the teams, including UTSA, had a graphic today that they all tweeted out, Built to Rise. Rise, revenue, innovation, sports, and entertainment.
Mm-hmm.
All right. It's a new commercial and innovation unit that they have. I don't know. And they say Soar is the first live and animated mascot for a collegiate conference. And again, is this necessary? In a conference that is trying to raise all the money they can, why in the hell did they spend a boatload of money with a marketing firm to come up with, you know what we need? An eagle mascot. We're the American, and let's have an eagle mascot. We'll have an animated one, and we'll have a real live eagle at what? the conference championship game?
Well, sure, media days and all of that stuff.
I mean,
Come on.
But is it necessary?
Well, no, it's not necessary.
What's the point?
The point is, it's hot dog, apple pie, Chevrolet. It's American Conference.
Dude, it's a
Eagle.
conference that has like 4 teams called the Owls, and you're going to have an eagle as your mascot?
You're going to scare the hell out of the Owls, aren't they?
Exactly. I don't understand why they would spend the money. Now, look, they could have gotten some guys in the room and said, we should probably drop athletic conference.
Sure.
It's obvious. Let's just call ourselves the American. It's like all the years of UTSA trying to brand themselves as UTSA as opposed to UT San Antonio.
Right.
Right? Just, all right, we're the American. We need a mascot?
I don't know.
What the hell do we need a mascot for?
Well, we're talking about it, and now every time you see the Eagle, you're going to say, there's Soar the Eagle.
Soar the Eagle.
And that's the only conference that has a mascot.
Well, the muscular bird, as the press release says, will be used as a community ambassador and will lead reading programs for kids, volunteer days at league campuses, and charity fundraisers as part of the conference's Soar to Serve initiative. The mascot could be included in video games, jersey patches, merchandise, and mascot-themed sponsor campaigns.
Merchandise, huh? Can't wait to get a Soar the Eagle T-shirt.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Dude, I'm going to tell you what. I don't know why they're doing it, but it must piss Memphis off because they're trying to get the hell out of there. And quite frankly, I wish they would. And they tried to join the Big 12, offered them a sweetheart deal, and the Big 12 said, no thanks.
The Commercial Appeal, which is the newspaper there in Memphis, quote, the University of Memphis is aware of the recent conversations regarding our potential inclusion in the Big 12. While those discussions did not ultimately move in our favor, our university and Memphis athletics are stronger than ever, and we look forward to continuing to strengthen our position nationally.
Well, I guess that's interesting. I wish they would, because they've got FedEx and Lowe's behind them. And an article I read when they were trying to, before the Big 12 pulled the rug out from underneath them, they're getting a big contribution from FedEx here very soon. They're going to have the $20 million available to pay players.
They're going to have the most money in the American.
By far.
I mean, they might even get an eagle tattooed on the tiger. I have no idea.
Who knows, right?
But when you look at this, the Big 12 said no, even though they were going to spend all that kind of money to join and not take money for the TV payout, which is the biggest surprise.
For 5 years.
Because they don't move the needle. Memphis isn't sexy enough for the Big 12. Memphis didn't want to go Pac-12 because they dream bigger.
Uh-huh.
Right? I don't know where they go.
Well, they're not going to go anywhere now unless they join maybe the ACC.
I mean, Memphis is going somewhere, and they've got the money to go somewhere. I am honestly surprised that the Big 12 turned down this money. One, the Liberty Bowl is a great stadium.
Right.
And with the money there, they should be able to buy a team that's competitive. The Big 12 also has said they want to be the basketball conference of note. Memphis is probably going to be pretty good in Memphis. They have been before, and they could be again, especially with this kind of money that they're going to have. It's not a big enough TV market. Football-wise, does it move the needle? I mean, Memphis and Houston are kind of the same, minus the TV market size that they're in, right? When you think about, now Houston basketball has been great for a long time.
Yes, it has.
But Houston football has been a roller coaster. But the University of Houston's Houston and a top 5 TV market in the country. Huge for the Big 12 after losing Texas A&M and Texas to the SEC to have the Houston market as a home base for TV rights. Memphis doesn't offer that.
Well, I mean, there's a reason why because the deal was a sweetheart deal. I mean, my goodness, it must have been a little bit difficult. You kind of think about it and like, yeah, okay, no. I don't know. Look, the Big 12 though has got to be feeling a little bit like the little brother, because and the ACC too, for that matter, because you look at the SEC and the Big 10. They're the kings of the hill right now.
Yes.
And even though the ACC is a Power 4 conference and the Big 12 is as well, they're kind of afterthoughts when it comes to that. Nobody gives them a chance to win any kind of a national championship, any of those teams.
I mean, the Big 12 as we sit today is wide open. I mean, you could make the case in the Big 12 for 6, 7, 8 teams to win the Big 12. I don't know if you could look at any of the teams in the Big 12 and say there is a legit national championship contender. In the ACC, you've got Clemson. SMU was a playoff team last year. Maybe, depending on what Clemson ends up doing, right? If Clemson beats LSU in the opener, then all of a sudden there's going to be a whole lot of Clemson talk, right?
Oh, of course.
But, but in reality, most people are looking at, I don't know, a Penn State-Texas national championship type of game. Yep. It's crazy when you look at where, the national rankings, whether you're looking at Phil Steele, reading any of the magazines, USA Today, ESPN.com, all of them. I mean, it's kind of funny when you see Penn State winning the Big Ten and not an Ohio State, not a Michigan, not some teams that have hoisted the trophy in the last couple of years.
Well, it's interesting, and yeah, you see that a lot, and they are the prohibitive favorite, no doubt, as Texas is in the SEC. So that's an easy matchup, and things never really work out that way. And look, Penn State's got to prove it. They've always been a good team, but they're just not quite there. They can't get over the Michigan hump or the Ohio State hump, and it's that big brother effect. We'll see if they can do it this year, but I'm not sold on Penn State until I see it.
Well, and again, but when you look at the Big Ten, who could actually win a national championship, Penn State getting a lot of preseason love, but I'm with you. How are they going to be in a big game? Oregon is going to have an opportunity. They're going to be really good again because they've got a whole lot of money that they can go spend. And then some of the others that you expect to be up there. The Ohio States of the world. In the SEC, Texas getting a lot of love this year.
Yep.
Obviously, Georgia until you knock them off. What's Alabama going to be like? I mean, is Florida going to be better? I mean, the SEC, as always, top-heavy but loaded.
Top-heavy but loaded, yes, and they're going to be a player. But it's an interesting debate when you start looking at the Big Ten and the SEC. And it's like the SEC's kind of been king of the hill for a while, but the Big Ten has really made some moves to get better, especially adding a team like Oregon that always seems to be in the mix, and then the mainstays that they've always had. But I would have to say right now, and I guess you're going to say duh because they've got the national championship, but the Big Ten might be the better conference right now as far as teams go.
Top to bottom, maybe. I mean, because at some point, like, will Lincoln Riley ever get USC back to where USC expects to be? And now that's a Big Ten school.
Yep.
Right? Oregon.
Which sounds weird, doesn't it?
Oregon in the Big Ten, they were, 9-0 in conference play last year, right?
They were.
So
sure were.
Indiana was good last year. Is Indiana going to be good again this year? How does Penn State live up to all the hype?
Yeah.
That's going to... It's going to be interesting. It's quite the debate on which is the better conference overall. I mean, because in the SEC, you got Texas, you got Georgia. LSU's good. Alabama, Tennessee. Texas A&M. Are they going to be a legit player this year? And a lot of that's going to come down to quarterback play.
Well, Laura Rutledge seems to think so.
Well,
that's good enough for me, buddy.
Good. Well, Oklahoma. I mean, they were awful.
Oh, my gosh.
Oklahoma was awful last year. And, it's 353. I know OU still sucks, but the quarterback that they got from Wazoo is legit. And he could be a major, major difference maker for the Sooners this year with their schedule.
We'll see. It wouldn't hurt my feelings if they continue to suck for the rest of my life.
I'm rooting for that.
That'd be fine with me. I have no problem with that at all. No problem admitting it either because, well, they're Oklahoma, and I don't like them. So there's that. The Dallas Cowboys, I can't tell you how excited I am that football is here. And talking about the Cowboys in Oxnard, seeing them out there, seeing Jerry's State of the Cowboys address today, all is right with the world. That is for sure. We'll be talking Dallas Cowboys when we return here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. First of all, I want to talk about my good friends at Stevens Roofing. Love talking about the fine folks at Stevens Roofing. Family-owned company, local company, and, well, they've been in business here in San Antonio and South Texas for a long, long time. A couple of good things about that. Obviously, you don't stay in business that long if you're not doing it right. They're obviously doing it right. But the fact that they live here, they understand the weather here and what role that plays on your roof better than anybody else. Stevens Roofing gets it. They know because they're here. They live here. They deal with it just like you and I do. And look, quite frankly, if you need something done and you're going to make that kind of an investment in your house, you want the absolute best. Here's what I suggest you do. Give Stevens Roofing and Solar a call at 210-785-0994. You can also visit them online at stevensroofing.net. Tell them you want their experienced team to come out, get up on your roof, and check it out. Make sure that it is okay. While we're still going through the heat of the summer, fall's coming up, and then winter, you want to make sure that roof is in tip-top shape. They'll send out a crew. They'll inspect your roof for free, no obligation. They're going to make sure it's sealed, secured, and energy efficient. They want to make sure you're protected for the long haul. Why don't you get that down? Check that off your list. Call Stevens Roofing and Solar, 210-785-0994 or stevensroofing.net. Either way, that's how you can schedule that free inspection. Stevens Roofing and Solar, give them a call. Why don't you do it now? 210-785-0994.
You're locked on the Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons 2 to 6, KTFM Floresville, and everywhere at sasportstar.com.
Gain Super Flings are here to take your laundry to the next level.
Talking about Gain Super Flings. Super-sized laundry packs. These things are huge. Super fresh, super clean. Gain Super Flings.
Gain Super Flings laundry packs have 4 times the Oxy cleaning power and 3 times the Febreze freshness versus Gain Original Liquid.
Super fresh, super clean. Gain Super Flings.
Gain Super Flings for next level laundry.
Joel, I'm proud to introduce my latest in-summer relaxation relief occasion. I call it the Quarter Moon Grill and Go. It's a stainless steel propane gas grill with this, a full-size urinal. If you're gonna grill and you gotta go, it's the Grill and Go.
Folks, at Quarter Moon Plumbing, Heat, and AC, we fix plumbing and AC issues fast and at a fair price. 210-651-5899.
Grill and
go away, Nigel. Quarter Moon Plumbing, Heat, and AC.
License number TACLA 141074EM16004.
Free products and services are the best. They're next to non-existent, though. But the next best thing does exist. Barter. Alamo Barter. Right here in San Antonio, if you have a business and provide a product or service, you can barter with hundreds of other businesses that are already members. From trips to a medical visit, restaurants, and home services, Alamo Barter is a great way for you to trade out your skills with others. Call Alamo Barter or visit them online at alamobarter.com. alamobarter.com.
Game day starts at home, and Romo Door Supply delivers the win. From sturdy entrance doors to stylish interiors, Romo's got what your home team needs. Visit RomoDoorSupply.com. Quality doors, unbeatable prices. That's RomoDoorSupply.com. It's Texas Quarter Horse Racing's biggest weekend at Retama Park. Friday is Summer Showdown with 7 incredible stakes races, and Saturday is Retama Park Derby and the $650,000 TQHA Futurity Race. Ever thought about owning an American quarter horse? The Texas Quarter Horse Sale is going on at Freeman Coliseum Friday and Saturday, and it's free to attend. Enjoy terrace dining along with San Antonio's best sports bar, Clubhouse 95. Live music every Friday night. Visit retamapark.com for all the details.
When your business needs an electrician, for over 35 years, the family-owned Hill Electric has served San Antonio. Powered by relationships with dedicated estimators who analyze the issue, research cost-effective solutions, and clearly communicate the options without charging you a dime. A proven process that allows you to continue focusing on your unique purpose. Call Hill Electric at 210-404-9074. That's 404-9074. Or hill-electric.com.
If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747 or online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
It's a great Monday. The Dallas Cowboys have opened up training camp out in Oxnard, California. A lot of storylines to talk about. Of course, Micah Parsons. Will he get his new deal? Will he practice? And then there's Brian Schottenheimer, the new head coach and play caller. What's his offense going to look like? Tyler Smith says winning the Super Bowl is a realistic goal for the upcoming season. And don't forget, San Antonio Sports Star will be there all next week to bring you the latest.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It is a great Monday in San Antonio, right here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. This is the Blitz. I'm Joe Reinagel. Jason Minix, James Pledger. Now the gang is all back together. You had a nice beach trip this weekend.
I did.
Celebrating your anniversary, huh?
Yes.
How about that?
30 years.
Now, did you get the wife anything?
Of course.
No, you didn't.
No, 30 years, you get something nice.
All right.
New vacuum?
No.
Washing machine?
No. If you look closely at some of the photos from the boat that we rented the other night, and you see those really expensive earrings, that was the anniversary present.
Nice.
So much so that the jewelry store actually has a champagne vending machine.
Really?
Inside. I've never seen that before.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
That is pretty cool.
A champagne vending machine.
Have you ever seen a champagne
vending
vending machine?
Come to think of it, I have not.
Yeah, so, we see, my wife thought I was being all romantic and thought ahead because I had a couple of bottles of champagne, but when I bought the earrings, it came from the champagne vending machine at the jewelry store when I finalized the purchase on Friday because I couldn't buy them ahead of time because she would see it on the credit card.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
I know the markup in our vending machines on the energy drinks. What is the markup on champagne vending machine?
I have no idea because it was free.
Well, yeah.
I go in and I ended up buying 2 sets of earrings because apparently 30 years you're supposed to do pearls. So I ended up, I bought way more than I thought I was going to buy because I know what I had in mind, and then so she got both. And while the lady was wrapping them, because I'm not going to wrap them, she gave me these 2 little gold coins, and I thought, well, that's pretty cool.
That's pretty cool.
And I was looking at them going, well, these aren't what I thought when I just, because they were like, I don't know, tokens that you would get like a Chuck E. Cheese. And she's like, no, it's you got to celebrate. Go to the vending machine right there. And so put the little tokens in, and number 30, was the first bottle, and 22 because we got married July 22nd. So I got those bottles, and my wife thought I was thinking ahead and planned everything. And
I bet she was shocked.
I would say the same because the whole no gifts.
Yeah. Well, that's good. That's nice of you. 30 years, Minix. So officially it's tomorrow.
Officially tomorrow.
Okay, is your anniversary. Well, happy anniversary in advance, and glad you guys had a nice time down at the beach.
Good times.
Good times.
Good times.
So
little sunburn, but good times.
I'm curious, and I mean this sincerely. So I didn't know you could do that in Corpus.
Do what?
Rent a boat and have a dinner on there. What, did you have dinner, or was it just a boat ride?
Well, no, we wanted a boat to ourselves, and so you can get one that a captain will drive you. And we thought about dinner, but then you realize that's it was like a charcuterie deal and a cooler full of what we wanted to drink.
Nice.
And cruise around for a couple hours and at sunset, and
very cool.
She planned that.
Okay, well, I was about to be in shock.
What?
If you'd have done that too.
Well, you can rent a boat.
Well, now I know, but I mean, you thinking about jewelry, champagne, and a boat, dude. I'm going to ask who you are.
So full of surprises.
Obviously, you
Some
are.
might say full of, but you know.
Well, there's all that. You can still be full of surprises and be full of poop too. I mean, there's all of that kind of stuff. Yeah, I want to bring the room down, but kind of a sad story today. Theo Huxtable died. Is that, remember Theo?
Yeah.
From the Cosby Show?
Absolutely.
Yeah, apparently he was on vacation and drowned.
Costa Rica.
It was an
undercurrent.
Is that what it was?
Yeah, that's what TMZ is reporting.
Wow.
Down there with his daughter.
Oh. That's horrible.
So yeah, I mean, which is why I say go live life, because you never know when it's going to end.
That's exactly right.
You never know when it's going to end. Period. So yeah.
That sucks. And while we're on a horrible subject, I went to Kerrville yesterday. First time I had been to Kerrville since the flood of July 4th. And dude, I'm going to tell you what, it looks like a war zone there. It's really bad. FEMA is still, they're all camped out at this convention center parking lot thing, and there were military helicopters flying all over the place. It really looks bad still.
And it's going to for a long time. A very good friend of mine who is a doctor is been volunteering up in Hunt, Texas.
Yeah.
And he put out a call needing help for like skin staples and suture kits, because while money is donated, it's difficult to get because of all the red tape, which is understandable because all of these donations, you want to make sure the money's going to the right places. And you don't realize, I never thought about how many people get hurt clearing debris.
Oh, yeah.
People that are volunteering using chainsaws that don't normally, or when stuff falls on you. And quite frankly, Brian was talking about like IVs and stuff for the cadaver dogs, because those dogs are, I mean, the amount of work and the energy, and those dogs are exhausted and they need IVs. And
wow.
I didn't know you could do that. And I
wouldn't have
certainly
thought of
didn't
that
know
either.
Brian, but he is. And, and Brian, he was like, he's been sleeping on a cot in a classroom at the middle school. And he texted me the other day. I can tell this story.
Absolutely.
One, he was like, hey, I know you're friends with April and Sierra. Can you reach out and see if we can get an RV or a trailer? This is what we need. So I texted April, and she was like, we've already donated 5. Let me see what I can do. And within an hour, April had put out the word to her network, and Brian was able to secure from Ron Hoover RV, one of the Ancira direct competitors, an RV. And Brian thinks he's going to be volunteering up there for the next 6 weeks. And, he's in position to take his time because he owns his clinics to be able to go do that.
Yeah.
But you don't realize all the people that are there volunteering, doing stuff, the accommodations. I mean, the fact that they need porta potties, stuff happens, and where they're sleeping, and just getting a hot shower, and how important an RV is. But he was telling me all these businesses that just show up with stuff that you don't know about. Like, he's like, there's a big old truck there that's got all these mechanical parts and people that can fix stuff when things break that somebody has donated.
Yeah.
All these tire trucks, because of the flat tires that people get that need them changed. I mean, there's a whole world of stuff going on that most of us don't know about. And fortunately, the business community that doesn't have to do this, stepping up to do the right thing. April and Sarah saying, man, we've donated what we can, but let me reach out and see what we can do and find a way to help, which is just incredible.
Well, it is incredible, and for April and the Ancira family to do that's pretty special.
And Ron Hoover RV.
And Ron Hoover RV,
Yes.
So that's very special. But I didn't know what I expected, but you have to drive over a bridge to get to where I was going, and the Guadalupe River's underneath. The bridge was still intact, but boy, you just see trees down all over the place, brush everywhere. It was just, I like I said, I don't know what I was expecting, but driving into town, I see all this, again, FEMA, and there's trucks and military helicopters all over the place. And And they're working because those helicopters were up all day.
Well, and I know just the amount of work that will continue to need to be done is incredible. So if you see an opportunity to help or to donate, do it. And but it is, and I'm speaking secondhand from what I'm hearing from Brian, who saw a deal on Facebook that they needed people that could do stitches, and he went up there thinking he might be up there for a day.
Yeah.
And now he's kind of, I don't know, in charge or not in charge, but, like, how long can you stay? We think we're going to need you for 6 weeks. And he's like, all right, whatever you need, because the amount of help that is needed up there.
Well, it's not in the news every day the way it
Sure.
was when it first happened. And so I don't want to say forget, but it's not there. And
you move on.
You go on about your life.
On. Football season's here. Let's talk.
Exactly right.
What Jerry Jones said today. And again, for us, life goes on. For them, it
doesn't. Yes, and you just got to try to get by the best way that you can. It is a great Monday. You mentioned it. The Cowboys have opened up training camp, but it's also Mellow Mushroom Monday. Why don't we give away $50? You feel in a giving mood?
Sure. Let's give away a $50 gift card to Mellow Mushroom. A lot of Micah Parsons talk today. We'll give it to caller number 11. 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. Jerry certainly had a lot to say about Micah today. We'll dive into that. Coming up here on the Blitz on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. I know last night got home from the coast, was watching the Astros beat up on the Mariners 11-3, and the best part about that, not only did my team beat my wife's team, but my pick'em entry was turning green, because I love it when that happens, because that means I'm winning money. You, too, can take a swing at picking baseball this season with the pick'em game on Underdog. One of the leading places to make all your sports picks. You can play in Texas. Millions of fans have won billions of dollars, and all you have to do is choose higher or lower on player stats like strikeouts, total bases, home runs, that sort of thing, and you can play for as little as $1. So download the Underdog app. Sign up now with my promo code STAR to unlock a special offer of up to $1,000 in bonus cash when you make your first deposit. Again, promo code STAR when you sign up with Underdog. Must be 18 plus and present in Texas. Terms apply. See underdogfantasy.com/web/deposit-match-terms. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org.
1, 2, 3, Cowboys! San Antonio Sports Star is sending our boys to see the boys.
How about them Cowboys?
Our AA Best Bail Bonds coverage of Dallas Cowboys training camp in Oxnard, California begins Monday morning, July 28th. Sponsored in part by Southern Recipe Pork Rinds, Jim Beam, and AARP, South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Transform your water with Connecticut. For a limited time, receive a free reverse osmosis drinking station, $400 off with a trade-in, and 0% interest for 12 months with approved credit. Don't wait. The offer ends soon. Call Connecticut today.
Injuries happen, and when they do, skip the ER and get to the Ortho Now Injury Clinic by TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine. Ortho Now provides walk-in care for injuries like broken bones, dislocations, sprains, and strains. Conveniently located in the Quarry area with extended hours Monday through Saturday with on-site x-ray casting and bracing, Ortho Now has everything you need to treat your injury, and best of all, no urgent care or emergency room copay. Learn more online at tsaog.com.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk from atrial fibrillation, an irregular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Over a 3-year study, Eliquis apixaban tablets reduced stroke risk better than warfarin, and over 97% of Eliquis patients did not experience a stroke. A first stroke occurred in 2.9% of warfarin patients versus 2.3% of Eliquis patients.
Don't stop prescription Eliquis without asking your doctor. Stroke risk may increase. Eliquis can cause serious and potentially fatal bleeding. Don't take if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or bleed longer. A spinal injection increases blood clot risk, which may cause paralysis. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding or bruising, or back pain, tingling, numbness, muscle weakness, or incontinence. Aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
Here in Texas, we know that trust is earned and reputation matters. Since 1993, Thomas J. Henry dedicated himself to building a firm that injured clients can trust and that Texans can respect. A firm where no defendant is too big and no case is too small. Backed by a track record of success and a commitment to our clients, Thomas J. Henry remains the name you can depend on if you have been injured. Trust the firm that stands for you. Trust Thomas J. Henry. San Antonio, Texas.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
My love for Jerry Jones, well, it just increased today. I really like Jerry Jones. I've always liked Jerry Jones. No, I'm not a huge Cowboy fan, but I like Jerry Jones. And today,
I love you, Dak.
He was the star in Oxnard, California.
You know, as always, the State of the Cowboys address. I honestly have no idea why the head coach goes. Quite frankly, I think Steven's there just to catch Dad in case. But in reality, it is the Jerry Jones show. Now, Jerry is getting hammered today for taking shots at two key players.
Yes.
Now, you could argue, did he really take shots? Or was he asking a legitimate question? And I say that the question was asked, talking about paying players early. And a reporter brought up specifically Terrence Steele and Trayvon Diggs. And Jerry's answer?
Frankly, should we have waited on Diggs and Steele? Oh, you brought them up. I didn't.
No. He talked about, they signed Dak and Dak got hurt. Was he taking shots or was he being realistic? Right?
He's being realistic.
And being honest. Yeah. I mean, it sounds like he was taking shots. It's being portrayed as he was taking shots. I mean, even J.J. Watt tweeted out, anytime you can publicly take a dig at your star quarterback and your star pass rusher simultaneously right before the season begins, you just got to take it. Nothing make guys want to fight for you more than hearing how upset you are that they got hurt while fighting for you. Micah Parsons retweeted that or reposted that or whatever the term is today. Again, everybody was shocked that he actually said that, but he wasn't lying. I mean, you could. I mean, injuries are part of the game. Did he say he was mad about it? But look, man, he signed him early and I bit him in the ass because they got hurt.
And that happened. And look, that happens a lot. It happened with Zeke Elliott. Right? After he got his big contract, he just wasn't the same running back. Now, for whatever reason that is, we can speculate all we want to, but Dak gets his big contract and he misses half the season last year. So it's interesting.
Just because we sign him doesn't mean we're going to have him. He was hurt 6 games last year. Seriously. We've signed, I remember signing a player for the highest paid at the position in the league, and he got knocked out 2/3 of the year, Dak Prescott. So there's a lot of things you can think about when you, just as the player does, when you're thinking about committing and guaranteeing money.
See, now that's what J.J. Watt's talking about. I don't see that as a shot at Dak Prescott.
I think all of it is, but and again, J.J. quote tweeted a tweet that said Jerry Jones takes a shot at.
Right.
And the difference here that I think Dak Prescott certainly knows, Micah certainly knows, they know Jerry Jones. They know what their private conversations are like.
Mm-hmm.
And there's probably nobody more frustrated than the player that's being hurt than the guy that's got to write him a check while they're at rehab.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Because then Jerry also said, dude, you never know. I could sign him to a contract. Then he gets hit by a car.
The other thing I would say is contracts are 4 or 5 years. There's a lot of water under the bridge if you step out there and do something in the first 2 or 3. You can get hit by a car, seriously. And so there's a lot to look at over a lot of years that could make a big difference. Have you ever heard of any clubs committing to players and then they didn't pan out after they committed to them? We have.
Yeah, we have.
Yeah, every team has. I mean, it happened.
Yeah, it's a gamble you take, right? You sign guys, and then they might get hurt. I mean, football's a rough game, and injuries are a big part of that game. We always blamed all of this on Jerry, though, and even Micah Parsons last week coming out and saying, really implying that it's management's fault. It's Jerry Jones' fault that he doesn't have a new deal. Well, Stephen Jones said something today that kind of, for me, cleared up how players think and how management thinks.
The other thing is the willingness. I mean, you have players who are, who decide, hey, I'm willing to wait. I'm going to wait on bigger numbers. And then you got other players who want to be more conservative and say, hey, I'd like to have my money now. And that's every person's different. Every player's different. And you respect both sides. And like I said, we'll talk to 4 or 5 other guys other than Micah who are going to be up next year. Some will say, hey, I want to wait and play and think my numbers will go up. I'll play better. I'll do better. The numbers will be up from last year. And we certainly respect that. And then you have some players who say, hey, I'm ready to take care of my family and decide to go now. And they've been varying for 30 years who wants to go ahead and do it early and who wants to wait.
I find that interesting. So I wonder if Trayvon and Terrence Steele wanted to get their deals done early.
Well, clearly, because they did. Others want to wait. Now, the whole Micah Cowboys contract, and Micah's talked a lot last week and certainly this week. You took one of the days as he seemed very disgruntled and frustrated. I didn't take it that way because he's kept saying, I know I'm going to get mine. The part that he said over the weekend that I find interesting is that he said they haven't really been communicating, the Cowboys and his agent. Now that they're in Oxnard, Stephen Jones did say, yeah, there's a pretty good chance because we're all here.
Well, obviously, when you're together here at camp, it makes for a good environment to get some things done before the season starts. At the end of the day, I think, Clarence, you said it best, it does take 2. And a lot of times you might be surprised where we might be and where they might have been, where they were wanting to hold. And obviously, I think most players do understand if you're willing to take risk, you're willing to go out on the field and wait a year to do your contract, and you play well and you bet on yourself, then usually that will happen, in a positive way for the player. They understand that. But, no, this is a great environment to look at not just Micah's situation, but all situations in terms of players that are probably going to be up for contract next year, or, be in a year where, they're either, could be franchised or tendered or whatever that may be. So we're always looking for those opportunities, and certainly the players. We have players that are interested in that, and we'll be working on that while we're here at camp.
They'll be working on it. So Tyler Smith involved in that. Maybe Jake Ferguson could be involved in that. And Deron Bland is another guy that could be involved in that.
Yeah, there's a handful, although Tyler Smith is going to be the next mega contract. And Tyler, at the very least, says, at least right now, he's not worried about extension talk.
I mean, I don't. I mean, I can only control what I can control. And ultimately, I can make every choice every day to be the best that I can be on that field. And that's ultimately what I'm going to continue to do. Everything else will take care of itself.
Well, that's a great attitude to have. I mean, it really is. Now, as they get into next year and he doesn't have an extension, will that change?
Well,
but right now, I like his attitude.
Although what we did learn today, and again, call it continuing education. We all know this, but you're hearing it fresh again. It takes two. And if a player wants to get it done early, it can get done early.
Mm-hmm.
If that player isn't, I don't want to say worried about making more. I mean, you just heard Stephen, some want to bet on themselves. The tide tends to rise every year. It's going to go there. But something that Jerry did talk about today with guys trying to get it done early versus guys that are waiting. Some guys that want to get it done early, and we hear about it, kind of like Micah or when CD was holding out. Are they dealing with realistic numbers when you're talking about what that number could be in year 4 of the deal or year 5 of the deal? And I find it interesting because, Jerry said a lot of times these negotiations come in and the agents have a lot of fluff numbers or at least numbers that don't align with where the Cowboys see the value rising to.
One of the things that exacerbates this is that you have a kind of a policy or a practice to have contracts but have like it's some kind of obligation to do something before the contract is over, okay? In other words, not have the benefit of the contract. Well, that goes completely against the benefit of the club, which ultimately should be to put a winning team on the field. And the more that you can husband, the more that you can spread it out and put it around and have other good players rather than all going to a few players, the better team you got. So there's a lot of reasons. Timing is a lot of reasons. And in fact, why would you go out and basically spend money just to spend money and not have had to spend it, but you can spend it 3 years later? Money costs money.
What?
There's a lot of reasons why. This old business of thinking, well, my goodness, it's pretty obvious to me everything goes up, so why don't you catch it when it's low? Have you ever thought that when it's low, they're counting on it going up, and those are the numbers that are coming out, not the ones that are going on right there? Have you ever thought about that? That's it, 90% of the time. They are not dealing with you in those numbers today. They're dealing with projected numbers, which also usually have more fluff than reality. They've usually got not an imagination, but an expectation that those numbers are going to be higher than they are. And there's a debate. Okay, what if we're sitting here putting the club together and we're trying to get them and we don't believe they're going that high? Only God really knows, So all of that comes to play.
He's right about that. That's for sure.
But that makes sense from a business
standpoint. Of course it does.
That does make sense.
Well, and look, and I know Pledge will play the get off my lawn guy, but if you sign a contract,
here we go.
Shouldn't you honor that contract?
Get off my lawn.
Now,
and technically they are. It's just an extension, but I mean, seriously, Jerry's absolutely right.
Some want to know, when does that extension kick in? Does this contract supersede?
Yeah.
Do we tear this one up and start the new one now, or do we wait and start? Does this one kick in a year or two? And that's all how they do it. Now, when it comes to Micah Parsons, and Jerry said it 1,000 times today, he's under contract this year. He's under contract. And then the Cowboys could tag him a couple of times, so technically we don't have to get this done. The urgency isn't there for the Dallas Cowboys unless they want to keep him happy. What is the price tag for that? But I do find it fascinating because we don't know. Mulligetta knows, Steven knows, Jerry knows, but Micah knows, but a small circle does. But you just wonder when they're projecting out what they think that's going to look like in a couple of years, how far off are they really? Keep in mind, there was talk in, March, April?
That it was done.
That Jerry and Micah had a handshake agreement on everything.
Well, I found it interesting, too, as you mentioned that, and I forgot about the franchise tag. Jerry did say 3 years, didn't he?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Because they can tag him twice.
So we can pay, we can do this 3 years from now.
Yeah. I mean, they could. And
wouldn't that be interesting?
Well, that really is the only leverage Jerry has, but my goodness. But it does feel like, and I don't know this, and I don't necessarily believe this, but I'll say it anyway. It feels like the Cowboys the way they're doing their business, because Jerry did say, if we've got a contract for 5 years, why do we need to redo the contract after year 3 or 4?
Right.
Right? The contract is for 5. We never want these contracts to expire and then see where we can go. Do they plan and budget without keeping in mind the way things are done in today's NFL, that most guys, star players, are going to try to renegotiate their deal early? Do they not plan for that?
Apparently
why does
not.
it always seem like a surprise? Like, all right, we've got you 4 years. We can put it in Sharpie. This isn't going to change. Well, dude, it's going to change. We all know that. That's why we talk about Tyler Smith. When do you start talking to him? I know he's got time, but when do you start talking to him? Because that's the way the NFL works now.
What is it, year 3?
Uh-huh.
So he's going into year 3, I believe. Or is it 4? Anyway, so yeah, he's eligible now to start to renegotiate, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. But I just find it interesting. Now, keep in mind, there's a history for this. I mean, they did franchise tag Dak Prescott twice.
Uh-huh.
Now, I don't feel sorry for Dak because that franchise tag for quarterback's pretty good. You know, I think he earned $50 million off of those 2 years.
All of it's really good money.
So, but still, and Dak took it, and then finally got his first big contract after that. So there is history for this. Now, I don't think they'll do that with Micah. I honestly think he'll get signed at some point in time before training camp's over. But, I mean, Jerry is absolutely right. If he wants to be a stickler, dude, you're under contract. I don't have to do anything.
And while we will always, always, always all blame Jerry Jones and the team, you heard them, both Jerry and Steven today, and different reporters in the way they ask questions, it does take two. How much of this is on Micah and what he's asking for or unwilling to move off of in his negotiations? For a guy that says, I don't need to be the highest paid, I don't need this, I don't need that, it almost there seemed to be some frustration on the Cowboys side about who they're negotiating with. And clearly Micah is pretty good at what he is doing because Jerry paid him one hell of a compliment today.
Of all of the people that I've sat down with as a player, of all the players that I've ever negotiated with, Michael Parson is as savvy and knowledgeable and understanding of his financial business relative to football as any player I've ever been around. Now, he's smart.
Now,
he's smart.
You also called him, did he say Michael?
I believe he said Michael.
Or whatever he said. Can we isolate that a little bit, Pledge? Now, look, Jerry also claims to not know the name of the agent that Micah has. And, you know, that's a slip of the tongue, so I'm not going to hammer him for that. But it is kind of comical.
It is funny.
But when you think about some of the players he has dealt with, that is one hell of a compliment for
Michael Parson.
Michael. Oh. Now you can't blame him for that. I mean, come on. Michael Parsons.
Michael Parson.
They signed a new free agent, Michael Parsons. They like the name.
That dude sharp. Can talk to me about number 11.
By the way, Tyler Smith is going into his 4th year with the Cowboys. Okay. I just wanted to clear that up for myself more so than anything. So 4 years.
Eligible.
He is eligible.
And if willing, could get it. And again, let's go back to history. We in the fan base and in the media have a pecking order of getting deals done. I'll never forget the shock when press conferences called, they're going to have a signing, and I forget who we all thought it was going to be, and in rolls Jalen Smith. And we went, what the hell's going on here?
Yeah.
I mean, that guy wanted his deal done, because he was ready to get it done. And I think probably Jalen was like, dude, I've got them fooled now. Man, I'm sorry. Because it wasn't that long after that Jalen Smith was just done. And you wonder if moments like that, deals like that, make Jerry a little gun shy about doing big deals early.
I think so.
Because that's another one on the it didn't work out list.
Yeah, well, look, with Diggs and Steele, I guess the jury's still out. Hopefully Steele has a much better season this year, and Diggs maybe he'll get on the field at some point during the season. By the way, he's going to start along with DeMarvion Overshown on the PUP list to start training camp. So with Overshown, I'm not surprised, and even with Diggs too. I mean, both those guys suffered pretty serious injuries, so not surprised at all that they're going to start on the PUP list. So we'll see what happens with those two guys.
Let's talk actual football and what we can expect from Schottenheimer, who did get like 4 words in today.
Did he?
In the big press
I don't
conference.
remember that.
They were 4 words that I'm excited about.
Well, there was one phrase, that I'm very excited about. So, okay, let's do that then. Why don't we talk Schottenheimer and some real football? Because there was some real football talk, and we will do that when we continue here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
And when you see us next week in Oxnard watching some of the videos, and if you see any of us wearing 94.1 shirts, you know they came from Sammy's Embroidery and Printing down on San Pedro. If you're a business owner, a manager, a club leader, and you need your logo on any kind of gear, make sure you get in and see Sam. If you need your logo on a nice golf shirt, a fishing shirt, any kind of shirt, next week in California, we're going to need it on half zips because it's cold out there at night. Go see Sam on a hoodie. You need T-shirts screen printed. And if you need caps, man, Sam has over 25,000 caps and more than 75 color combinations on display in his showroom, including the popular Richardson 112 style trucker caps, Katie caps, Nike Cap America, to name a few. Sam has over 700 uniform lines to choose from, all kinds of industries. And you think about this time of year as you're heading back to school. If your club, your organization, you need shirts made, you need hats made, you need anything made, Sammy's Embroidery and Printing is the place. Nobody has better prices. Sam has all the big name brands. No order too big, certainly no order too small. And Sammy is the only company in Texas with one-day turnaround. So call 210-824-3900, 824-3900, or go by that massive showroom down on San Pedro, 1 mile inside Loop 410, next to Big Lots across from McDonald's, or check the website, samsembroidery.com, for Sammy's Embroidery Club.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Tuesday on the Morning Huddle, the Cowboys are in camp. We'll be out there in a week, but we'll see what's going on out there right now. I guess that just gives us a chance to talk football all day. Don't be late. Party starts at 6.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Mornings 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Are you ready for the all-new Hot Wheels Monster Trucks Live Glow and Fire? Come watch your favorite Hot Wheels Monster Trucks fly, crash, and smash. Thanks to Good to Grow, kids' ticket prices half off. Coming July 26th and 27th to Frostbank Center in San Antonio. Get tickets now at Ticketmaster.com.
Calling all snack MVPs, it's time to huddle up with Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rinds, the low-carb, high-protein snack with a flavor-packed crunch. From sea salt and cracked black pepper to hot honey, sweet barbecue, and more, these bold bites are ready to tackle your crunch time cravings. Find your flavor playbook at H-E-B and make every bite count, because when it's crunch time, there's only one snack you need on your team: Southern Recipe Small Batch.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-499-9102. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-499-9102. That's 800-499-9102. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Football season is coming. Is your home ready for the watch parties? Upgrade your entry game with Romo Door Supply. Tough, stylish doors at prices that score. Visit RomoDoorSupply.com today. That's RomoDoorSupply.com, where home starts strong.
With Progressive's Home Quote Explorer, you can easily find the right home insurance for you, even if it's not with Progressive. But if you don't choose us, then sure, okay, it's not going to work out. We're not going to cry about it or stay awake wondering what our future together would have looked like. We can't get emotionally invested, even if it sounds like we are. Progressive's Home Quote Explorer allows you to easily compare home insurance rates and coverages in one place, even if it's not with us. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and third-party insurers. Comparison rates not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy. I love you. I shouldn't have said that.
Adam Scheffler here for Vivid Seats, your ultimate destination for all your sports and concert needs this summer. With a game-changing rewards program and an unbeatable selection of tickets, they make it easy for every fan to watch their favorite teams and players in action. Catch every home run and thrilling comeback in person from your favorite seat. Plus, every ticket is backed by a 100% buyer guarantee, giving you peace of mind with every purchase. Visit VividSeats.com or download the app today. Vivid Seats, the official ticketing partner of ESPN.
It's back to school season, and Clorox is donating 2 million disinfecting wipes to classrooms across America. Because back to school means things can get a little bit messy, just as second grade teacher Mr. Torres.
Put me and just one Clorox wipe on a team, we can take on crayon smudges, sticky fingerprints on every surface, sneezes on the door handle, juice box explosion by the sink, snack crumbs, and don't even get me started on the bathroom passes.
Clorox disinfecting wipes, teacher's #1 wipe.
Think about it. Bathroom passes.
Clean feels good. Based on unit sales data.
All right, this is a knucklehead thing to start the segment, but I'm hearing Adam Schefter was doing a commercial. How do you become an insider? I mean, I never heard anybody say, I want to be a football player, a basketball player, a baseball player, or I want to be a broadcaster. Never once have I ever heard, I want to be an NFL insider. Have you ever heard anybody say that?
I mean, there's not a class at the journalism schools.
No.
How to become an insider.
How to, I don't know, kissing people's butts. I mean, how do you become an insider?
I mean, you develop a lot of contacts.
I guess.
And go from there. I mean, you work your ass off, I can tell you that.
I guess so.
I mean, whether you're talking about Schefter. I remember, and this is a long time ago, I was at an event and Woj was there. And Woj had at least 2 phones, if not 3. And it was nonstop. I mean, he was talking to you, but never looking up from his phone.
Yeah.
Completely engaged in the conversation, but always on his phone. And this was a social event where there was nothing but free alcohol. And he was enjoying, but it was just nonstop work. I mean, Schefter has told the story one time about a road win with a rando in Denver that he had to stop mid to make a tweet to break a story, right? I mean, he's told that story, so it takes dedication to the job that most of us don't have.
And I guess so. You're on call 24/7.
Yes.
Right? All the time. You got to have, okay, but I just was wondering
no matter
that.
what you're doing. You can't let breaking news delay for 2 minutes to enjoy yourself. I mean, you got to break that news immediately.
See, I could do that job pretty easily. I'd be available.
I mean, you can't go to a Coldplay concert in another city with somebody that's not your wife because you're going to be seen.
Dude, have you seen all the people? Every baseball stadium now is making fun of those guys.
Ew. They're this summer's.
Oh, you got to give him that hawk and spit on that thing.
I mean, it's great.
Yeah.
It's great.
Well, for everybody but them.
Well, I mean, yeah. And I feel bad for the kids involved. But,
sure.
But in reality, and we said it in the very next day, if they don't react the way they did, it doesn't go viral.
It does not go viral.
I mean, of all the different memes, the 2 that I've appreciated most are imagine finding out your husband's a fan of Coldplay that way. And Coldplay hasn't had a single in 20 years, and in one night they made 2.
Yeah, that's good. I like that. Well, I guess it was the next night, Coldplay, and what was his name? Chris Martin?
Uh-huh.
He warned everybody, hey, we'd like to get to know, we're going to put the cameras in the crowd, so if anybody doesn't want to get shown, you might want to leave now.
Oh, I still have no idea what that company actually does. It's some AI stuff. But Apparently he's been fired or resigned.
He resigned. Yeah, well, yeah.
But if he's really thinking legal action, what the hell, man? Isn't on every ticket and signs in every public venue that you could be on film?
Yeah, this dude, that won't go anywhere. I can't even imagine 444 or anybody, taking that case.
Well, I mean, I guess you could call that personal injury because his pride was certainly damaged.
Dude, kidding.
And then the other ones that are just mean, but yeah, pictures of his actual wife and family, and you go, dude, you cheated down.
Yeah, exactly.
But apparently the HR chick, which makes you wonder about ever trusting HR, which has been a joke forever. She's apparently married to another CEO. She certainly has a type.
Wow.
Yeah.
How about that?
If what you believe on the internet's true.
Well, yeah, exactly. Well, look, it's funny for us, and everybody's having a great time. ESPN even did a little thing on it. Of course,
man. Everybody is talking about it. And again, feel bad for the kids that are involved, but in reality, I mean, what a great way to go viral. I mean, you're getting all physical at a Coldplay concert, and then you're on camera, and then you realize, you're going viral.
Yeah.
Speaking of physical, that is something that Brian Schottenheimer said today, that the Cowboys are going to be, especially at training camp.
We were talking about that last night with the staff a little bit. Just, we want to have a very physical training camp. There's limitations to what you can do, but, we want to come out of this thing knowing the emphasis of winning the line of scrimmage. Like, that's really important to us, both offensively and defensively. How we want to play, be a physical style team, both offensively and defensively. And so I would say that maximize our padded practices. Obviously got the work coming up against the Rams here in a couple weeks, and that's the big emphasis right now.
I love the fact that they're doing it. More and more NFL teams are doing it because, quite frankly, I mean, preseason is for the young guys now and the guys trying to make the team. Your stars don't play in preseason games anymore, but they will practice against the LA Rams, and however, all teams are doing it now, and they say they get more out of that than preseason games now.
Well, and again, I think they do because it's controlled. You want to be physical. In a violent game, you don't want guys to get hurt. But it's hard to be physical on a game day Sunday if you haven't been physical in practice. Now, I think every coach out there talks about that. How many actually do? So that's something that when we land in Oxnard this week, we fly in Saturday, first padded practices is on Sunday. I expect that one to be physical, but what's the Tuesday, Wednesday practice going to be like? Because we'll be there when the pads are on. And I so many things football-wise. I mean, sure, contracts and stuff like that are fun to talk about, but what is this football team actually going to look like with Schottenheimer? How different will the offense look? What kind of plays is he going to run? What kind of wrinkles? Because while he was the offensive coordinator last year, we all know damn well that was Mike McCarthy's offense. What is the Brian Schottenheimer Dallas Cowboys offense going to be?
The other thing I'm anxious to see is it was a weird camp last year because it was just there was a lot
hangover.
Of fan apathy and a hangover. Will there be more buzz around camp this year? I'm going to be interested to see that. My gut tells me yes, there will be. Because there are a lot of Cowboy fans out in that part of the country. But last year was weird, man.
Well, I think there's an excitement level and a shot, pun intended, of energy that Schotty is bringing. And we've seen that through the offseason program. And his excitement level to get going, you can certainly feel it.
I will piggyback off what Jerry said. I mean, the give and take is outstanding. How does this player fit? What's the role? Those conversations happen 24/7, and that's been awesome. And just in terms of this opportunity, do I think I deserve it? Absolutely. Do I think I'm ready? There's no question. And it can't get here soon enough. I guess it's here, but to get in front of the players and get started a little bit later today is going to be great.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and he's ready to go. And what I like about Schotty, honestly, I mean, he's all the players seem to like him, and I get that right now. But he's a very confident dude.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's no lack of confidence in Brian Schottenheimer.
And no lack of confidence in Tyler Smith. Straight up said when asked, what is the goal for this season?
Super Bowl champions. That's always the expectation. So, yeah.
You think that's a realistic goal?
I think it is a realistic goal because we can win the Super Bowl. Like, why not? Why can't we win? Do you think it's unrealistic?
You think the roster is in place to do that?
I think it is in place to do that, yes, sir.
Yeah, no, it sucks. I don't know what Jerry's thinking. I mean, I don't know why this kid's getting hammered for this. But, yeah, what else are you going to say? Yeah, we got a shot at the Super Bowl. Of course we do. It's training camp. Come on.
Well, why not us?
Why
right?
not?
I mean, we can make a long, realistic list, but for the guys in that locker room, they have to believe. And no matter what training camp that you listen to clips from, everybody there right now, their goal is to win a Super Bowl. Now, they might not know they might know they won't achieve their goal, but their goal, and if you say anything else, what the hell are you doing if you're a competitor? Now, one of the things that could be in the favor of the Cowboys is the way things went last year, according to Tyler Smith.
I mean, we absolutely do. I mean, last year's campaign is obviously not at all how we wanted it to go. You know, a lot of unfortunate things happened, but ultimately this year is a new opportunity, and we're going to attack it the way we need to attack it. And like I said, the goal remains the same. Like, we want to be world champions, and that's where we're at.
So you got a chip on your shoulder coming into camp the way last year went. And again, keep in mind, this was a team that won 12 regular season games 3 years in a row and then had last year's 7-10 campaign. This is a team that was learning how to win in the regular season. They still need to learn how to do that in the postseason, but last year wasn't the norm for the majority of the guys on this team. 3 straight 12-win campaigns you cannot sneeze at and say that they don't know how to win, which is why I'm a little surprised that so many in the national media are so down on the Dallas Cowboys. It's not like they've had 4 straight 6, 7, 8-win seasons. Last year, and a lot of it was injuries, and not just to Dak Prescott, that factored into their lack of success.
Micah Parsons was hurt, and there were a lot of injuries last year. You're right. So, I don't know. I still look at that 8.5 total that you can gamble on, and I would take the over.
Again, 10 wins doesn't guarantee the playoffs. And again, while we talk about Tyler Smith, he better say their goal is to win the Super Bowl, just like Schottenheimer better say he's excited about this roster.
Love Jack and what he brought to the team this spring. Kyer Elam's a guy I'm really excited about. I mean, Javonte Williams, Miles Sanders, Peyton Turner. The list goes on and on. I think you look at what we were able to do, not only signing our free agents that we wanted back, but adding some of the depth pieces that we wanted to do. And those are some names that pop off the list. But we've made a very competitive roster. And that's why, again, the importance of practice and the evaluation, and when we go through the drills, making sure we're getting guys paired up with the right guys for matchups and things like that. That's all part of the process. And, Tyler Guyton going against Micah Parsons is great for Tyler Guyton, and something that we were doing last year before Tyler got dinged up a little bit, but couldn't be more excited about the roster of players and young men that we've accumulated.
They did a good job this year, I think, of bringing in guys that were high draft picks that didn't make it necessarily with the team that drafted them, but obviously they're talented dudes, or they wouldn't have been drafted that high. But Tyler Guyton's the guy, because remember last year, and Shotty just referred to it, we were all excited. Oh, look, Tyler Guyton's doing a great job against Micah Parsons, and he had a horrible year.
He did. He also had some injuries that he was dealing with. He was a rookie, had those growing pains. Can he take that next step? The expectations for this offensive line, and I know they are young. I know they are young, but you got 3 first-round picks. You got another high pick in Cooper Beebe, and you got a guy in Terrence Steele who played well enough to get a big contract. Then he got hurt. If Terrence Steele can get close to the level that earned him that contract, and Tyler Guyton makes the expected jump from his rookie year to year 2, then they should be in pretty good shape. Tyler Booker, playing guard, will have his mistakes, but they're going to be hidden a little bit because he's on the interior. It's not like Tyler Guyton on the island last year at the tackle position where he could get exposed. Tyler Booker, they could help cover up. But you also look at that offensive line, and you go back to something Tyler Smith said. It's going to be different since you don't have a guy like Zach Martin in that locker room. Are you paying attention, Pledge? We're doing a show here. We'll play cut one. Tyler Smith is what we were talking about.
It's definitely different, but, I was at the retirement ceremony, so I kind of knew how it'd be. But, yeah, for sure, doing every training camp with them was definitely great. But, it's definitely going to be different. But that's not necessarily a bad thing or anything. It's just that's the way things goes. Players are tired. Ultimately, he ran his race, and he ran it the right way.
I love this guy, man. He's just matter of fact, kind of a chill dude.
Yep.
Nothing bothers him. Yeah, it sucks that Zach Martin's not here anymore, but guys retire. That's what happens in the NFL. I love this guy, and he has turned out to be the real deal. He was the number one pick that has really turned out to be the real deal. Hopefully Guyton can follow in his footsteps and Booker do the same. But Tyler Smith, I'm becoming a big fan of.
Well, and again, he's the de facto leader of that offensive line group now.
Yeah.
And he's lived up to all the expectations of what you get and the next one to go get paid. But it starts with the offensive line. The running back room is certainly going to be better than it was a year ago. Should be better than it was a year ago.
Can't be much worse, can it?
Well,
although Rico Dowdle, to his defense or credit, was a 1,000-yard guy.
Well, and again, what are the roles going to be? Is Jaden Blue going to be that third down guy? Is Williams or Sanders going to be first and second down? How are they going to do it? Who is the leader of that running back room?
Yeah, I think they'll all get fair shot. The problem with OTAs for a running back is the game is meant to be played very physically. So the way you run through the hole is different when you're wearing pads or you're in a 9-on-7 period than it is when you're running around in shorts and T-shirts and OTAs. They'll all get reps, but I will say again, of the two veteran guys, they're very different. Javonte looks great. Miles looks great. We're excited about Jaden. Hunter Lepke, I always talk about him just with his versatility and what he can do. And, of course, there's, Deuce. But that's one of the matchups in one of the position rooms that we're very excited to watch and see where it develops, not only through practice but in through the preseason games.
He is gadget juice.
He didn't sound too high on old Deuce. Oh, and then there's Deuce.
Yeah. I don't want to leave anybody out.
Yeah, there's.
Yeah, probably should have.
Yeah. Deuce. Yeah, well, I tell you what, he hung on a hell of a lot longer than I thought he would. But I don't think he's going to hang on this year. Miles Sanders, this is the potential there. He had some good years in Philadelphia. And Javonte Williams, bad injury. But before that, he looked like the real deal. So, and then Jaden Blue, I'm just concerned about this guy because, the conversation Friday when you were at the beach were people saying he's lazy.
Let's get into that.
Okay.
Because I don't know how much truth there really is into that based on some stuff that I read and who actually said, I'm hearing he's lazy.
Okay, we'll do that. And we'll do that. So don't go anywhere. Jaden Blue talk. Hook 'em. When we continue here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Have you gotten your Connecticut quality water softener yet? If you haven't, why not? You got to treat yourself, and it is one of the best investments you can make to protect your home, the pipes and your appliances and all of that kind of stuff. And if you're going to get a water softener, you might as well get the absolute best on the market, and that is a Connecticut quality water softener. They're made in America. They've been serving San Antonio for over 50 years, and I love the fact that you don't plug it in. I had mine. I put some salt in it. Really for the first time since, a long time. Salt lasts a long time in a Connecticut quality water softener. You don't have to fill that thing up all the time. It is great with that. Doesn't run on electricity. Provides soft water 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It is just a great product, and you will notice the difference right away. Whether you have a water softener or not, if you upgrade to a Connecticut quality water softener, I guarantee you are going to feel the difference. I do. do when I take a shower or I put on clothes out of the laundry or the dishes coming out of the dishwasher. All of that stuff is so much better. And right now, I don't know how they're doing it, but they have got a great offer. They really do. You're going to get a free reverse osmosis drinking station that they will install right there at your kitchen sink. I have one, and it's like having bottled water right there at your kitchen sink. It is fantastic. I'll also give you $400 off with trade-in of your old water softener and some free money. 0% interest for 12 months. 0% interest for 12 months. You don't want to wait. Call Connecticut of San Antonio in the Hill Country. The numbers to call, 656-PURE, 210-656-7873, or ConnecticutSA.com. You know the jingle, sing it with me. It's the last water softener you'll ever own. Call 656-PURE, Connecticut.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star is KTFM Floresville and streaming online at sasportstar.com.
Hey, Joe Fortenbaugh here. Whether you're locking in your home run picks or riding with your favorite golfers this summer, ESPN Bet is your sportsbook for all the action. Go from checking stats on your favorite teams and players to placing bets in just a few taps. Plus, new customers can get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 wager. Download the ESPN Bet app and sign up with the promo code JOEQ to get started today. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
He's coming. Here he comes. Surprise! Your table saw broke. Also, the warranty expired weeks ago, so you need to pay for a new one out of pocket.
At Progressive, we know small business owners don't usually like surprises because they cost you money. But a good surprise that could save you money? Getting a commercial auto quote from Progressive.
Oh, and the replacement part you ordered doesn't fit, so it's completely useless. What a waste.
Surprise yourself. See if you can save in as little as 7 minutes at ProgressiveCommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Working from home, you realize you don't have enough outlets or USB ports. Hill Electric can fix that for you. For over 3 decades, the family-owned Hill Electric has served San Antonio homes and businesses. From adding an outlet, fixing that fuse that always blows, or that flickering light, Hill Electric has the right service at the right price, and there is never a service charge and always free estimates. Call Hill Electric at 210-404-9074. That's 404-9074. Or go to hill-electric.com.
Mellow Mushroom has the best pizza in San Antonio. Mellow delivers the best pizza experience with their delicious dough, premium ingredients, and unique flavors. Delivering a higher order of pizza is the standard. If Mellow can make a pizza this delicious, imagine what they can do with munchies, greens, calzones, and burgers. Mellow Mushroom has San Antonio's best happy hour with food specials and half-off adult beverages. Mellow Mushroom is at 1604 and Stone Oak Parkway. Hang with friends, watch the game, and mellow out at Mellow Mushroom.
Buyers Barricades is proud to provide traffic control, rental, and sales for work zones and events in the San Antonio area and beyond. Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. Learn more online at buyersbarricades.com. That's buyersbarricades.com.
Since 1993, Thomas J. Henry dedicated himself to building a firm that injured clients can trust and respect. A firm backed by a track record of success and commitment to our clients. If you've been injured, trust Thomas J. Henry, San Antonio, Texas.
Evan Cohen here. Whether you're locking in your home run picks or riding with your favorite golfers this summer, ESPN Bet is your sportsbook for all the action. Go from checking stats on your favorite teams and players to placing bets in just a few taps. Plus, new customers can get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 wager. Download the ESPN Bet app and sign up with promo code USL to get started today. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
This is an important notice to all U.S. taxpayers. The IRS is giving away billions of dollars in tax savings through a federal program called the Fresh Start Initiative to aid delinquent taxpayers. This initiative was established for anyone facing financial hardship and unable to pay their back taxes. Qualifying and enrolling in this program will stop all collections, settle your delinquent tax problem, and even reduce what you owe by thousands of dollars. Call the hotline at People's Tax Relief to see if you qualify and get this free information by dialing 800-2 800-285-2521. If you have unfiled tax returns or cannot afford to pay your personal or business back taxes, you can now get the help you need. One simple phone call can resolve your tax problem and save you thousands of dollars. To see if you qualify and to get this important free information, call 800-285-2521. 800-285-2521. 800-285-2521.
Must qualify for enrollment. Results vary. Consult with your tax professional prior to enrollment.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
Will Levis' season is over as Tennessee Titans quarterback. He's going to undergo shoulder surgery after dealing with issues throughout last season that never went away. Titans, of course, drafted Cam Ward number 1 overall this April. He is going to be the starting quarterback. And North Texas head coach and former UIW head coach Eric Morris calls out the UIW, says he's seen better schools in Division II.
SportsCenter brought to you by Synergenics. Book your appointment at fixmylowt.com.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
I'm hoping you're having a great Monday afternoon, and look at the time. It is 5:04:40 if you're getting off work right now. Congratulations, your Monday is basically over. You can go home, relax, have dinner, do whatever you do on a Monday night. That's what I'm going to do. I'm Joe Reinagel, Jason Minix, James Pledger. The gang is all back together on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
You know, you talk about the gang being all together. Every coach in the state of Texas is in San Antonio for coaching school, although wrapping up. So they're either having dinner or heading home, although you will see a lot of Division I coaches around town. Baylor's having a big event tonight. Texas A&M, they're having a big event tonight with Mike Elko speaking and, you know, Aggie Night and all these coaches in town. I want to follow up on what you just mentioned in Sports Center. Eric Morris, the current head coach at North Texas, former coach at UIW. And, you know, there's all kinds of stuff that I saw earlier about did he take a shot at UIW today?
Right now, and you know, this is me calling him out. I just wish that the institution would support the program a little bit more and build something there, right? They've been super successful for the last 6 or 7 years now. You know, it's a national brand at the FCS level, and, you know, it just deserves more. You know, they need to build a new space for the kids, a new weight room, a new locker room, new coaches' offices. You know, I went to Shallowater High School, and it was a 2A at the time, and I think our stadium and our things were nicer there. And so I think as Incarnate Word continues to have success on the field, you know, they need to build them something nice.
You know, calling him out, yeah, I think he is to an extent, but he's just saying, look, it needs, for the program they want to become or want to be, they need nicer stuff. I mean, UTSA is the same way.
Although Eric Morris is right. I mean, when they built that, when they got the check from the Bensons, and what they built is what they still have.
Yeah.
You know, when Clint Killall last year when they were in the playoffs, and I made he was like, it's the same locker room and weight room when I was a player here. I mean, I don't know how much they've invested into their facilities over there, but I would say probably not much. When you go to a game there, you don't see much different. You don't see anything new. And the facilities appear to be what they were before Eric Morris got the job, and I don't think they've added anything new since he got the job. Now, and it's funny as you say that, Cam Ward is on television. I think there's a lot of hope over there off of Broadway that Cam Ward writes a really nice check to where he got his start. And that would certainly go a long way. The Cam Ward locker room, weight room, whatever, team room, whatever, because it is pretty impressive, starting with what Eric Morris was able to do with Cam Ward to what G.J. Kinney was able to do, what Clint has done with seemingly so much less. And I know the frustration that Eric probably felt when trying to get stuff when he was there. You saw it with G.J. Clint probably won't say anything publicly, but when you look around, it's an arms race. It's a haves and a have-nots, and you don't want to be in the have-nots. And the fact that they're in the have-not but have been successful is a testament to the coaches that Richard Durant has hired. Now he needs to support them with what those guys need to continue to recruit in today's landscape of college football.
Wow, it's so amazing, isn't it? That's the things that you need the most. You need good coaching, and you hire good coaches who are successful. And they call out the facilities and do that. We heard that with the UTSA baseball this year. And look, they're only wanting, number one, it helps them recruit, obviously. But number two, if you want to be that school, if you want to be playing with the big boys, you've got to buy in like the big boys to whatever extent you can. UTSA is doing some of that stuff. I mean, they have done some of that stuff. Obviously, there's a long way to go, but UIW, and I'll be honest with you, until Eric Morris said that, I didn't think about it. But thinking about it, they haven't done anything in a long time.
And we understand what needs to happen. I look at what Jeremy Urban has been able to do over at Trinity with what they have. And, man, it's impressive.
Yes.
UIW, they need more. And I don't know if it's Richard Durant, the athletic director, that needs to figure out ways to generate more, or is it the university that needs to give Richard in the athletic department more dollars? I don't know where that goes. It's no different, seemingly, than the conversation that we have with UTSA. Is it Lisa Campos or is it President Amy? A combination of both. But I think Eric Morris is right, and I think Eric wants to see that program continue to be successful because – in a lot of ways, he got them on the map on the national FCS stage. It's a special place for him. So for him to call out, and you heard this say, but Pledge, can you play it again, just the beginning?
And this is me calling him out. I just wish that the institution.
I mean, he's and again, he knows. In coaching school is going on. He's in San Antonio. The Southland Conference Media Days are going on at the same time at the convention center because the Southland Conference says, all you coaches are going to be here for coaching school. Cool, let's have our meetings there. Can we book a room?
Yeah. Right.
And so that's what they're doing. And, again, they don't have the same dollars that a lot of these other conferences do, so can they make those dollars stretch? What can UIW do to continue to help? And I think Eric Morris makes a great point, and he's one that can speak from that microphone and be heard because of the success that he and Cam Ward have, and now he's at North Texas. G.J. Kinney was his replacement there at UIW and is now about to be a Pac-12 coach without having to move out of San Marcos.
That's a hell of a deal.
Well, and for G.J., he goes from UIW where it sounds like, and I know I'm being a little jokey here, it takes a whole lot to get a paper clip and a sticky pad, where you go to Texas State where all of a sudden, man, they have found all the revenue they need. You need this? Cool. Let's make it happen, as opposed to, let's put in a request and see if you can get the Post-it notes before the end of the season.
And, it seems like for UIW, the opportunity is right now. I mean, you can brag about your quarterback was the #1 draft pick in the NFL this year. And whether he writes a check or a combination of him and alumni, whatever it is, it just seems like the timing right now for UIW to do something like this is never going to be better. Because when's the next time they're going to have a #1 draft pick? Sincerely, and that's not a shot at UIW, but, I mean, the odds are
never.
It ain't going to happen.
I mean, again, you never know, but the likelihood, and again, you're right. And I love going to UIW games. We go to 1 or 2 every year. My wife graduated from there, but my biggest complaint about UIW has always been they don't advertise outside of Broadway. You got to invite people to the games. You got to know, because they're fun when you go.
Yeah.
We hear about UIW a lot and hear from them a lot about when they're going to the playoffs. If you're watching on YouTube right now, you see an Aggie helmet, a Longhorn helmet, and a UTSA helmet. When we moved into this new studio, We asked, hey, can we get some helmets? We had one from UTSA the next day. We asked UIW.
I don't see it.
It's
not here.
No, again, think outside of the box or outside of Broadway.
Absolutely.
And years ago, we did that stuff with Eric Morris here on the show because of my long relationship with Eric Morris, and he pushed and wanted to do that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
By the way, it just came out right now. You're talking about the Southland Conference, the preseason football poll. Guess who's number one?
UIW.
UIW. Yep, UIW.
And, of course, John Gruden got one of those helmets, as Pledge is pointing out. You know, John Gruden has made unboxing videos incredible. And
Yes,
all these teams sending all that gear to John Gruden. But I'll tell you, unboxing videos are a little bit harder than you think. I found that out yesterday because I got that guitar that I won in the mail.
Oh, yeah?
And so I was like, cool, I'm going to do an unboxing video.
Wait a minute, dude. You won a guitar?
Oh, you were on vacation.
What the hell?
Oh, you don't know this story.
I don't. What happened? You won a guitar.
So we went to Red Rocks on July 4th.
Right.
Blues Travelers, Spin Doctors, and Gin Blossoms.
Uh-huh.
At the show, they were doing a deal where if you made a donation to this cause that, kids with cancer, and there was some sort of camp happening there at Red Rocks, every donation was an entry into winning this autographed guitar from that night. So I donated some money, not much, but I donated, it was $50 donated, or 25, and I don't remember it, but I won the guitar.
Wow.
But I found out that I won the guitar. I got the email while I was on the plane.
Wow.
Home, which, if they'd have emailed Saturday or they said, well, we were trying to get a hold of you at the show because you're supposed to take it home that night, but I had no missed call, no weird text, and no email. So I don't know how they tried, if they just hollered from the stage or what. I don't know. But then I was like, well, I'll pay for the shipping because I don't want the charity to have that expense.
Right.
But Red Rocks covered the shipping, and it arrived over the weekend.
Yeah, very cool.
So,
I had no idea. Is this thing autographed?
Yeah, it's autographed by Blues Travelers, Gin Blossoms, and Spin Doctors.
Nice,
Everybody in all the bands, all three bands, signed it. But I was like, all right, cool. I'll make an unboxing video with this because John Gruden has made them. So I opened the box, and it's in a soft cover case. I open up that, and then you realize it's wrapped in so much. John Gruden never has to deal with this. Makes me really wonder about his unboxing videos. Does he unbox them first and then tape it back up for video?
Boom.
Yeah.
Of course he does.
I got to that point and went, well, I'll add pictures later. Because what are you going to do?
Yeah.
Cool guitar.
That's cool. That's I had not heard the story. Win a guitar. I mean, what are the odds of that? Unless nobody else donated.
I would imagine they raise a lot of money to do that.
I'm sure they did.
But you see those things all the time, and you never see anybody win them. And kind of like radio contests. We know we do it legit and everything, but some people sometimes wonder.
Right.
But yeah, I won one of those.
Well, very cool, man. Congratulations.
Thanks.
I can't wait to see this guitar. You're not going to play it, are you?
I don't know how to play it.
You should learn. Perfect opportunity.
Well, not on that guitar.
Because you're not lazy, Minix.
I'm not. Well,
you're not lazy. Well, sometimes you are. Is Jaden Blue lazy? That's the question, and you don't think so, huh?
I question the reporting on this a lot.
All right, we're talking about it when we return here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Injuries happen all the time, and when they do, you can skip the ER and get straight to the Ortho Now Injury Clinic by TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine. Ortho Now provides walk-in care for injuries like broken bones, dislocations, sprains, strains, conveniently located in the Corey area with extended hours Monday through Saturday. They have on-site x-ray casting and bracing. In fact, Ortho Now has everything you need to treat your injury, but best of all, no urgent care or emergency room copay. So if you're injured, get to Ortho Now. Learn more online at tsaog.com. That's tsaog.com.
The Morning Huddle.
It makes me wonder if there's people who go, okay, I guess I'm just going to stop alcohol and red meat. Like,
I don't think anybody's ever
who
said
picks that choice?
They moved to California. It's them. That's half the population that just moved there. It's the only place you can exist.
Eat water and lettuce the rest of your life? I'd rather die of gout.
You're going to have to live in Berkeley. Okay, there's a space for you up in Berkeley.
The Morning Huddle with AJ and Rob. Weekday mornings 6 to 10. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Hi, Dr. Damaso Oliva Jr. here, candidate for Rayfail 77. I invite you to join us for the 170 Grander Poker Tournament on Saturday, August 2nd. Proudly sponsored by Thomas J. Henry and benefiting the Rayfail 77 Scholarship Fund. We're putting $170,000 on the table, and it could be yours. The top women's and men's finishers each win $50,000. Register now at TexasHold'emSA.com.
Missions fans, level up your Tuesdays with AARP $2 Tuesdays at Wolf Stadium. Presented by San Antonio Sports Star. Unlock $2 tickets, beer, hot dogs, and more. Don't miss this high score deal. First pitch is 7:05 p.m. Grab your tickets now at SAMissions.com.
If you need to hire, it seems like the whole process can be exhausting. You search resumes, wait for the right candidates to apply, set up initial interviews. It's a lot of time and work. Well, what if you could meet with qualified candidates for your job the very next day? Now you can with Zip Intro from ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Zip Intro is super easy to use. You simply pick a time, and it does all the work of finding and scheduling qualified candidates for you. Then you can choose who you want to talk to and meet with great people on back-to-back video calls as soon as the next day. Best of all, you save time and energy.
Try Zip Intro for free right now at this exclusive web address, ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Zip Intro. Post jobs today, talk to qualified candidates tomorrow. Once again, go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio to try it for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk from atrial fibrillation and a regular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Over a 3-year study, Eliquis apixaban tablets reduce stroke risk better than warfarin, and over 97% of Eliquis patients did not experience a stroke. A first stroke occurred in 2.9% of warfarin patients versus 2.3% of Eliquis patients.
Don't stop prescription Eliquis without asking your doctor. Stroke risk may increase. Eliquis can cause serious and potentially fatal bleeding. Don't take if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or bleed longer. A spinal injection increases blood clot risk, which may cause paralysis. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding or bruising, or back pain, tingling, numbness, muscle weakness, or incontinence. Aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
Hi, my name's Jason Thompson. I'm an attorney and have been representing people injured in auto and commercial truck collisions right here in San Antonio, my hometown, since 1994. Getting into a collision can be a life-altering event. Your health and recovery is the only thing that really matters, and anyone that's ever been injured in a traffic collision will tell you that. How do you get the insurance company to pay? Simple. Call me. As your attorney, my job is to get you through this. The decisions you make immediately after a collision are the most important decisions you can make. If you call me as soon as you can after a collision, I will help you make the right decisions for you and your family. Remember, I do not charge for a consultation. Growing up on the southwest side of San Antonio, when Loop 410 was the edge of town, I know how overwhelming it could be to face a giant insurance company all on your own. Just keep it simple. Call me. My number is 210-900-0400. That's 900-0400. Or go to my website, alawyerforus.com.
Say, oops.
It happens sometimes.
It happens, right?
Yeah, especially when you're not controlling your own microphone button.
Well, exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
Stuff
exactly.
happens.
I know
yes.
it. My buttons are broken. I can't turn them on and off, so Pledge is having to do it for me today.
Well, and you know, sometimes, you know, it's buttons when you're texting the wrong person, which
is what we were talking about.
Because Ben Baby from ESPN was just on television, And I texted him accidentally over the weekend because, a guy reached out that he'd won Gunslinger tickets and they never showed up in his email, he said. And I was like, dude, I'm at the beach, and I was like, reach out to Pledge. He's like, I already did. He's in Houston and told me to F off. And I was like, all right, well, I'll help you. So I go to text a guy that works here named Ben and Nick from our promotions department. And then Ben responds, who else is on this thread? And I was like, Nick, we work with him. And he's like, I don't think I do. And then I realized, I texted Ben Baby and not the other Ben.
And Ben Baby, if you don't know, is a reporter for covers the Cincinnati Bengals for ESPN.
And then, of course, Ben giving me crap for being at the beach before I head out to the fancy Cowboys camp.
Uh-huh.
Versus where he's having to go for camp.
Well, that's what we were talking about. I made that mistake a long time ago, and my Maggie's ex is the same name as a guy that I work out with at the gym.
Uh-huh.
And I texted her ex instead of and I hadn't talked to that guy in a long time, and but I met him before way back in the day, and I had his number in my phone.
Uh-huh.
And so yeah, that's what happened. I quickly deleted that number. So that would never happen again.
Exactly.
So, it happens.
Now Sam is saying I had the same thing, won tickets to the Gunslingers and never got them.
Really?
Now, see, I don't know. See, now according to the guy that reached out on Saturday, that was from the morning show, not the Blitz. So I don't know what's going on. But I can tell you this, if you win something, don't wait till a Saturday when nobody's working to say, hey, I haven't got my tickets. Now, they don't come right away, but generally you would get them Thursday or Friday.
Sure.
And I would say if you hadn't received them, if you win, no matter what you win, Thursday, if you don't have them, maybe that's a good time to call, or early on Friday. And if you win them from the morning huddle, call their producer. Don't call ours.
Yes.
Because the Blitz doesn't make mistakes.
Of course not.
And if we do, we blame Edwin or Vic or AJ.
Yes, AJ's good.
I mean, but again, though, I mean, I would say if you haven't won, or if you know you won, if you think you won, and you haven't received whatever you thought you were going to win on your email, one, check your spam, but two, call during, like, when we're working.
Like business hours.
He's lucky I saw that when I did, especially at the beach, because most of the time the phone is tucked away in a waterproof thing. Right?
Yeah, I guess so.
I mean.
Mine's not. But I put it in a little baggie.
Well, yeah.
Like a Ziploc.
It's waterproof. Well, my beach chair has a little pouch that you can put stuff in that's waterproof.
Yeah, swanky, huh?
Well, yeah.
A swanky beach chair.
Well, I mean, sure. I mean, Pledge says don't call them, call the main office. But most people don't know the main office.
They don't.
And because of social media, we're accessible, and most of the time we do respond. But that's on you. If you're waiting until Saturday afternoon to go, oh, crap, I don't blame Pledge telling you to F off when he's down in Houston hunting some good beef jerky.
Well, he found that.
Yeah, I did.
I don't know what else he was hunting in Houston, but I don't know if he found that or not.
Yeah.
Alexandra on our YouTube page says that Nick and Iris are good. They helped me out.
See
that?
I mean,
Iris might be the nicest person in the world.
I mean, she might be.
Certainly the nicest person at this radio station.
Don't piss her off.
I got to piss her off.
Don't piss her off.
She's nice.
She is.
Very nice person.
Iris is great. But, I mean, let's face it. Some of you in your email addresses, if there's a typo, you're screwed.
Right. That's very true.
And stuff happens. But don't wait till the day off. And, my family drove in from Round Rock for this. They're so disappointed. You're going to have to make these good with Cowboy tickets. Yeah, right.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, sure. Sure. It's your fault.
Well, it probably is.
I blame Pledge.
That's anybody but me.
Well, that's it.
I had nothing to do with it.
I'll do what I can to fix something, which is text an ESPN reporter in Cincinnati going, what the hell?
That's hilarious. And Ben Baby used to be here at the Express News.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, he's a good dude, too.
Exactly.
Very good guy.
So on Friday, there was a report. Cowboys worried about lazy Jaden Blue.
Yeah, that's it.
All right. What's the real story here? So Mike Fisher, who's covered the Cowboys forever, did a little digging on this. And the dude that was on a podcast talking about a lazy Jaden Blue.
Stretch.
Yeah, Stretch. What's his real name? Smith. He was on Dave Campo's staff 25 years ago.
Yes, as an offensive assistant.
Well, Fish describes him as a low-level assistant and now does some media work, but from Dave Campo's staff. What was his real name?
Glenn
Stretch
Smith.
Glenn Smith. Let's go by Stretch. He made that statement on a podcast, which obviously, talking Cowboys, anything like that, it's going to be there. Now, Mike Fisher uses 3 different sources that he has, and I do trust Mike Fisher's sources, and most say we don't know him well enough to know if he's lazy. I mean, no rookie has been in the building since June 18th. He hadn't been around enough, like most rookies at this point. But then Fish goes back to Dane Bugler's pre-draft profile in The Athletic, where he wrote, needs to convince NFL teams he has desire and work ethic to maximize talent. Fish writes, no disrespect to Smith, but is it possible he read Bugler's remarks from April and extrapolated on that analysis all on his own?
I don't know. And if he did that, then that's certainly a bad look for him, because you're calling we talked about this on Friday, that's probably the worst insult you could give a professional athlete. You're lazy.
I didn't hear the audio, but Pledge says we have it.
I'm hoping he's setting the tone for his former teammate at the University of Texas, because that's really the guy I'm worried about. I'm already hearing some rumblings out of the building about the running back that they drafted and him being, kind of just borderline lazy, not in the building, doing his off-season workouts. So maybe he's saying, hey, one Longhorn to the other Longhorn, get your ass in here and let's get going a little bit, because I think that's a firm message that needs to be sent.
He was talking about DeMarvion Overshown, maybe, counseling Jaden Blue a little bit, since they're both Longhorns. That's who he was talking about there. But, I don't know. You see that story and you're like, well, damn, that's a bad insult for a professional athlete.
It really is. Although Jaden Blue did respond, production quiets all the noise. LMAO, taking time out of your day to make a fake article about me for attention. Mike Fisher says one Cowboys staff member, quote, he wasn't required to be here at the Star from June 18th, just like the rest of the rookies. Another Cowboys staffer, quote, most of the people in the building don't likely know the kid well enough to make that judgment, so doing so is sort of unfair.
Well, I think it is, especially if, look, I always take somebody at their word. I just can't imagine this guy would just come out with something he heard, 3 or 4 months ago and report it as fact now, because the way he made it sound was he'd been talking to the Cowboys now, and rumblings out of the building are this guy's, his work habits aren't that great. So I would hope that this guy, he should respond to this. If he's getting called out, I really hope, I say I hope, I don't really give a damn. But, I mean, for his sake, he needs to respond to this.
Well, he needs to respond by having an impressive training camp, and when he gets preseason opportunities, when he gets his reps. I mean, you look at his numbers from UT, and let's face it, a lot of people listening right now watched every second of every UT game out there, and they know Jaden Blue is explosive. He can be a weapon. He can, catch passes. He can run the ball extremely well. Had that huge game against Clemson. I mean, we know, can he be an every down back in the NFL? Probably not as a rookie.
No.
Is he going to be the third down back?
Mm-hmm.
You know, going into training camp, that's one of the more interesting position battles is who will be RB1 of the Dallas Cowboys. You can pencil in a Williams coming off of injury. If Jaden Blue ends up as the number one, that doesn't mean Williams was a bad pickup. It means Jaden Blue worked his ass off and won that job.
No, absolutely, and that's what training camp's all about, and I think Miles Sanders will have something to say about that as well. So, it's going to be an interesting running back battle to see who gets it. I brought this up to RJ Ochoa on Friday, and I said, I really like that Javonte Williams, and he gave me a smart-ass remark. And
RJ did?
Can you believe that?
I am shocked.
Yeah. Hurt my feelings for a minute, but then, I went on with my day.
Well, I'm sure Jaden's feelings were hurt for a minute, and then he went on about his day.
Yeah.
It's off-season, but it's stuff like that when you're talking about the Cowboys. Now, I don't know Stretch to save my life. Dane writing what he wrote makes me wonder what he heard from UT coaches.
Yeah. And I wonder what Sarkisian would have to say about this, if he was asked. I'm sure he would say all the right things. But, look, this guy got this from somewhere. I can't imagine. My worst nightmare would be to just go out and say something if I didn't trust the source that I'm hearing it from.
Well, the reality is, though, you're a professional and have been doing media for many, many, many years. This guy was a coach that got in. Either has a podcast or was invited on a podcast.
Invited on one, I believe, is what it was, yeah.
Again, to say that about a rookie is concerning because you have no idea at this point.
Yeah.
If they're not required to be there, should he have been there?
Doesn't mean he's lazy if he wasn't there. I mean, as long as he comes into camp in good shape and ready to go, I mean, that'll be the first sign. Whether he's lazy or not. If he's been working out where he's supposed to be and comes in good shape and ready to roll, then that was all BS.
It's going to be interesting. We'll let you know when we see him in pads on Sunday. We head out to California on Saturday for our AA Best Bail Bonds Dallas Cowboys training camp coverage all next week. The Morning Huddle and the Blitz live in Oxnard, California.
Their show starts at 4 a.m.
There.
I just thought that was funny. So we will hear a lot about Jerry Jones and Micah Parsons and all of that stuff because there's drama one more time. It's the Cowboys after all. So one more run at Jera. I got to hear from Jera one more time.
Uh-huh.
All right, when we return here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
If you're having any issues at your house with your plumbing, your AC, there is one company to call, and that is Quartermoon Plumbing, Heating, and AC. 210-651-5899, 651-5899. At Quartermoon, they are full service. Big job, small job, residential or commercial. Their service trucks are fully stocked, and they have all the equipment needed for any job. No commission sales reps. They'll provide estimates and second opinions, and they have a great experienced staff that has earned an A-plus ranking with the Better Business Bureau. And at Quartermoon, they are green certified. Call them 210-651-5899, 651-5899, or online at quartermoonplumbing.com.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Tuesday on the Morning Huddle, the Cowboys are in camp. We'll be out there in a week, but we'll see what's going on out there right now. I guess that just gives us a chance to talk football all day. Don't be late. Party starts at 6.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Mornings 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Hello, Connecticut. May I help you?
This is Bill Tyson. Is this my Connecticut Pro?
Yes, Mr. Tyson. What can I do for you?
Calling from Yellowstone National Park.
Mm-hmm.
Old Faithful just erupted and reminded me I didn't set the vacation bypass in my Connecticut water conditioner. Would you run over to my house and set it? I've hidden the key under my doormat.
Well,
I forgot to set the bypass last year. I had that other brand, and the softener used up 4,000 pounds of salt in a week.
Mr. Tyson, relax. With your new Connecticut, there is no vacation cycle or any worries about salt. If you don't use any water, your Connecticut won't either. We not only believe in saving salt, but also in saving water.
Would you go over and unplug it then? I'm trying to conserve electricity.
You forget that your Connecticut doesn't use electricity either. There's nothing to plug in, and don't forget that your Connecticut is also completely automatic.
Mean I can relax and enjoy my whole vacation?
That's right.
This is great. I've got Old Faithful here at Yellowstone and an Old Faithful in my Connecticut water conditioner at home.
The last water softener you'll ever own. ConnecticutSA.com.
Mike Rowe here with a quick question. Have you noticed cracks in your drywall, chimney, or exterior walls? I hope not, because if you have, they could be indications that you've got a much bigger problem with your foundation. That's where Groundworks comes in. They can honestly assess your situation and create a plan to stabilize your foundation.
Schedule your free inspection at groundworks.com/row.
Groundworks is the official foundation repair company of Texas Athletics. Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
Mellow Mushroom has the best pizza in San Antonio. Mellow delivers the best pizza experience with their delicious dough, premium ingredients, and unique flavors. Delivering a higher order of pizza is the standard. If Mellow can make a pizza this delicious, imagine what they can do with munchies, greens, calzones, and burgers. Mellow Mushroom has San Antonio's best happy hour with food specials and half-off adult beverages. Mellow Mushroom is at 1604 in Stone Oak Parkway. Hang with friends, watch the game, and mellow out at Mellow Mushroom.
If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text BAIL to 474747 or online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149.
My name is Jessica. Years ago, I was diagnosed with a thyroid condition. I slept all the time, was fatigued, had no energy, and a bad attitude. Now I've lost 50 pounds and I'm still losing. My medications have been scaled back, my emotions are stable, and I have lots of energy. People at work say I'm happy, perky, and my husband says he's not walking on eggshells around me any longer. The Institute for Functional Health changed my life.
Call for your complimentary consultation, 210-468-1891. I'm Dr. Torres at the Institute for Functional Health.
Circa Million and Circa Survivor are back with a massive $21 million in guaranteed prizes. Circa Million, pick 5 games against the spread each week. 126 ways to win with $6 million guaranteed. Circa Survivor, 1 pick a week, no point spread. Last the longest to win it all. $15 million guaranteed. Enter in Nevada, play from anywhere. $21 million guaranteed. Visit circusports.com for details.
It's Texas Quarter Horse Racing's biggest weekend at Retama Park. Friday is Summer Showdown and Saturday is Retama Park Derby and the $650,000 TQHA Futurity Race. Visit retamapark.com for all the details.
1, 2, 3, come on! San Antonio Sports Star is sending our boys to see the boys.
How about them Cowboys?
Our AA Best Bail Bonds coverage of Dallas Cowboys training camp in Oxnard, California begins Monday morning, July 28th. Sponsored in part by Southern Recipe Pork Rinds, Jim Beam, and AARP. South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star. San Antonio's Sports Star.
So have you ever had anybody reach out to you and sign it Big Daddy?
No. Not sure how I would respond to that.
Well, I'm not sure either. I'm sure it's very he challenges me to golf, and I don't want to embarrass you, Glenn. And I'm really trying to save you a little embarrassment. It's on our YouTube page, San Antonio Sports Star. Go there, like, subscribe, and all that kind of stuff. But he says, thought for the day. When somebody challenges you and makes you uncomfortable, step up or lose your manhood. Just a thought, signed, Big Daddy.
So this Glenn Fluitt dude challenged you, Joe Reinagle, to golf.
Well, he does pretty much every day, and I guess I haven't responded.
Every day?
Well, not every day.
I was going to say.
Every other day.
All right.
I think that's what he's doing. At any time, Glenn. I'm kind of busy this week though, and next I won't be here.
Anytime, but no.
But you know what? I'm in, and I don't back down from a challenge. Ask Pledge.
I'm still waiting on that rubber match.
I'm just saying.
Well, I haven't heard you challenge and call him Big Daddy.
You haven't said Big Daddy.
Or sign it Big Daddy.
I'm never going to call him Big Daddy.
No, but
well, he didn't call me Big Daddy. He said he's Big Daddy. So there you go.
Mm-hmm.
We'll make it happen, Glenn.
A lot of interesting comments on our YouTube with our prizes. And again, we're a behind the curtains kind of thing. Because Cody said that he won 2 tickets and we sent him 6.
Oh, that's what we do.
I mean, yeah, dude. I mean, over deliver, under promise.
That's
I mean,
it.
There's nothing wrong with that. Again, I'll go back because Keith says Pledge never drops the ball when he's won tickets from us, but morning show guy one time. Look, double check, but don't wait till the last minute. And if you want something, don't be afraid to call. The guy's answering the phone, whether it's Pledge. Now, if he's busy, he might be annoyed. I won't say it's not annoying, but if you want something and you don't get what you're supposed to win in a reasonable amount of time or when they tell you you're going to get, don't be afraid to call and ask, or call the main office is what you should do, and ask the promotions department. But I realize most of you don't even know how to get a hold of our main office, and we keep that a secret, I think, for a reason. But you can get a hold of Pledge, and you can get a hold of Vic and Edwin in the morning while we're on the air. You know, there are a lot of times nobody's near where that phone rings if the shows aren't going on.
That's true.
Because we don't want you upset if you won something and you didn't get it.
No, we don't want that. It's the last thing. Sometimes Iris is off, and there might not be somebody there. So, just call during one of the shows. That's the best way to do it.
Yes.
And if you got tickets for a Saturday event, I suggest you call Friday.
Yeah, don't call on Saturday, or, reach out on Messenger or DM, because we don't always see that either. Or in the case like Pledge this weekend, told the dude to F off. He was in Houston. Nothing he could do.
F off.
Wow. That's what I was told.
Wow.
Yeah.
Pledge.
I know.
I didn't know you had that kind of talk in you.
It's not the first time he's reached out in the middle of a weekend.
Oh.
so handing me a sad story, being like, I need to be reimbursed with Cowboys tickets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you really told him to F off?
No, but I think he got my tone.
I love all
was
of
3 sheets to the wind in the back of an Uber when he reached out to me.
Well, there you go. That's a good place to be if you're 3 sheets to the wind.
At some point, just don't respond. Monday morning, hey, dude, just seeing this. Sorry, sucks for you. Should have took care of this Thursday or Friday. Be responsible for yourself sometimes.
Exactly. Take your own responsibility.
I've got nothing to be responsible for.
Not you,
Maybe
Pledge.
you should have reached out to AJ.
That's what I'm saying, and then F off.
AJ would have told him to F off. It's Saturday.
Oh, dude, excited to see AJ today. I hadn't seen that dude in a long time.
You said it was sad to see him?
Well, I mean, no, I said I saw him.
Oh, I thought you said it was sad to see AJ today. I haven't seen him in a long time.
Well,
Damn it, the streak ended, unfortunately.
It kind of did. Now I got to spend a week with that dude in Oxnard. He's a scary dude.
The great thing is we won't see him all that much.
Well, that's true. Their show starts bright and early, or dark and early.
No, there's nothing bright. I mean, they will turn the lights on the tennis courts in Oxnard.
You know what's funny about that is it's cold when they do their show.
It is.
I mean, it's cold out there in Oxnard at night, so they got to bundle up, man.
Hoodie season.
Hoodie, yeah. We're gonna have to take some winter clothes. You got to pack for 2 seasons.
2 weeks.
When you go to
2
Oxnard.
Weeks. You pack for 2 weeks. What Joe and I, because our work schedule out there is noon to 4.
Which is nice.
We gotta, because it does get hot in the day.
It does.
I mean, it might say 70 degrees, 73, 75, never see 80, but it's a hot 77. That sun just beats right down on you. It does get hot.
It does.
On the tennis court, even though the temperature thermometer says it shouldn't be. But, the very difficult work conditions that we'll have, in the tents, you don't get that ocean breeze. It's brutal. You guys have no idea.
No, it is.
You have to take off your hoodie.
Well, at night you need a hoodie.
You do.
Yes.
So while we're at work wearing shorts like we are right now, at night you got to go change clothes.
Shorts and a hoodie.
Shorts and a hoodie.
Which always feels dumb, but it's necessary.
It does, but when you're out there, people are walking around like that all over the place.
It's the LA uniform.
I suppose it is.
Yes.
Nice place to visit. I certainly wouldn't want to live there. That's a nice place to visit for a week. Go see Jera and company.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. A lot of Jim Beam at the Casa Sam Ass.
Yes, there will be.
There will be.
Yeah, there's a great new. I mean, it's. I guess we could say this. Yeah, Jim Beam is a sponsor.
Yes, they are.
They're sending alcohol.
They are.
Like, well, I mean, it's like when you get out there, send us the address to your Airbnb. We'll deliver it through Uber Eats.
That's fantastic.
God bless America.
Isn't that nice? Man, I love that. That's gonna be awesome.
That'll keep you warm.
It will. Jim Beam. Jim Beam is good.
Yeah, well, yes.
It really is. It's good. I think it gets a bad rap sometimes, but it's good. Very good.
Jerry gets a bad rap sometimes.
Well, he does. He drinks something else.
Well, yeah, but he gets a bad rap. Like all over the news today, Jerry Jones takes shot at star players. Now, we'll set this up. Talking about contracts, doing them early. He was specifically asked about the deals done early for Terrence Steele and Trayvon Diggs.
Frankly, should we have waited on Diggs and Steele? Oh, you brought them up. I didn't.
Well, yeah, because, they've been hurt since we signed them.
Yes. Well, Diggs has been hurt a lot.
Yeah.
He really has. And then Terrence Steele, he tried to play through some of that stuff last year and just wasn't very good. But, look, I don't blame Jerry. So you kind of got an inside look into why the Cowboys do what they do, because we sit here and you talk and you hear people and why haven't they paid Micah? How come? Why are they waiting for it? Why didn't they do it last year? Well,
same thing. Yeah, we can sign him like we did with Dak. Doesn't mean we're going to get him all season.
Just because we sign him doesn't mean we're going to have him. He was hurt 6 games last year.
Mike,
seriously.
But it was 4 he
we've
missed.
Signed. I remember signing a player for the highest paid at the position in the league, and he got knocked out 2/3 of the year. Dak Prescott. So there's a lot of things you can think about when you, just as the player does, when you're thinking about committing and guaranteeing money.
Interesting stuff there. And, yeah, he was wrong. Diggs was only out, or Micah Parsons was only out 4 games. But he was hurt, I think, before that. I think he just tried to play through it.
There were a couple games he missed a lot of snaps there. And as Jerry so bluntly said today, he could sign Micah Parsons and then watch Micah go get hit by a car.
The other thing I would say is contracts are 4 or 5 years. There's a lot of water under the bridge if you step out there and do something in the first 2 or 3. You can get hit by a car, seriously. And so there's a lot to look at over a lot of years that could make a big difference. Have you ever heard of any clubs committing to players and then they didn't pan out after they committed to them? We have.
Yeah, I just mentioned them, Trayvon Diggs and Terrence Steele. Oh, my goodness.
I mean, sometimes you hear these owners, and they do have to commit a whole lot of money. And, yeah, you're right. You can get hit by a car. It's a violent game. Injuries happen. I think most understand when injuries do happen, that's a part of it. It sucks. But Terrence Steele and Diggs get paid and got hurt right away. Dak Prescott paid, hurt right away. Maybe making Micah wait till after this season is protection. Prevents injury. Of course, so does showing up for training camp. But then you get guys like Mike Brown, the owner of the Cincinnati Bengals. They're having a contract situation with Stewart, the former Aggie, because of language in the contract. Now, we hear from Jerry a lot. You know what it's like hearing from Jerry. I don't hear from this Mike Brown guy a lot. Listen to this guy today talking about why he doesn't have a deal done with his top pick.
This one is surprising. I hesitate to get into the detail, but basically it turns on whether out years are guaranteed if he gets involved in conduct detrimental to football. Well, what does that mean? Detrimental to football in recent years has been violence to women, That's about the one that comes to mind. There are others probably, but that's the one that I think of. Well, if we get a player who gets involved in something like that or does something that is just unacceptable, guess what? I don't want to pay him. I really don't. If he's sitting in jail, I don't think I ought to be paying him. And so we say that if he got involved in conduct detrimental, we'd have the right to terminate the guaranteed part for the back years. His agent says, oh no, you can terminate the guaranteed part only for the remaining part of the year in which the event occurs. Oddly, something like this has never occurred in my memory with us. I don't think it's going to occur. So we're sitting here arguing over something that I think is pretty remote. And I ask myself sometimes why the hell we're doing it, but we are, and he's doing it too. And at some point we got to put this stuff behind and just get him signed and get him up here and get him so he can be a contributor. He needs to get underway soon. It doesn't help him or us to have this strung out.
No, it doesn't. But my question is, I don't know, and I need to research this a little bit better because Sam on our YouTube page says that apparently the Bengals are the last team in the NFL to do this. Now, I don't know if every other player that signs a contract has that same clause in it, then I don't see what Shamar Stewart's problem is. But if he's the only one and they're singling him out, I don't understand that either.
I think it's a Cincinnati thing. But it's remote. It's not worthy, and you just heard it from the owner. It's not worthy of the holdout because it's so unlikely to happen. But lawyers put things in contracts for a reason. Get them signed and get them in. It just seems dumb.
Well, and they need him. I mean, especially if they don't do something with Trey Hendrickson.
Although he did say today they expect to get that done.
Okay, well,
we'll see.
Of course they do.
But again,
they always do.
We get Jerry. Since it gets that guy.
Well, I'd rather have Jerry.
Exactly.
Yeah, absolutely.
Exactly.
So when you're tired of hearing from Jerry, go listen to Cincinnati Bengals owner. James Pledger, you got a show today? All right, James Pledger. Extra Innings with Pledge is coming up next. Don't forget, tomorrow morning, 6 o'clock, tune into the Morning Huddle with AJ and Rob. They will have their take on what Jerry had to say today and who knows what else. And we'll be back at 2. Thanks for listening, everybody. Good night.
Michael Parson.
When you think San Antonio sports, think 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Your home for the Cowboys. KTFM